running a small business means every hire matters. Bad hire costs time and money, but the right one helps your business grow. The challenge? Finding that person without sorting through resumes. That's where LinkedIn Hiring Pro comes in. It screens candidates so you can focus on conversations with qualified talent. With Hiring Pro, you can hire with confidence and build the team you need. Join the 2.7 million small businesses using LinkedIn to hire. Get started by posting your job for free at linkedin.com/Eisen. Terms and conditions apply. Yes, Canada has more lakes than the rest of the world combined.
I did not know that.
And wombats, when they defecate, it comes out cubed. Not logged, not spheres, cubed.
Like ice
Tetris
cube?
blocks.
Oh,
Tetris blocks.
that's interesting.
Unbelievable.
Do we know why? Just because?
Man, no. I don't know. I don't know. And that bothers me.
I know that keeps you up at night.
Sorry, y'all. You know, you see the size of my head. It is a 8-fitted hat that I'm wearing. There's a lot of thoughts in here.
You have a giant head.
I get that. I'm an
Chris,
8
that's
too.
enough, bro.
Vincent Chase.
Then he Chase. Big head.
Let's take some calls or something, man. I need.
You need to
Oh, my
free
God.
yourself a little bit.
Yeah, I'm losing it right now. I'm losing it because
All right, we have some win-loss. Do we want to do Cowboys, Colts, or Niners?
Not the Cowboys.
Don't cube you.
definitely not those Niners. But
Let's do the Colts.
yeah, Colts is.
You want to do
fun.
Colts? All right, let's
Doesn't hurt
do
any
Colts.
feelings around here.
9-3.
Yeah, Ryan 3. Ramon, what's up, man? Ramon in Jacksonville.
What's good, y'all boys? What's good?
What's good, man?
Good, man.
How are you a Colts fan in Jacksonville?
Well, long story short, I thought my father was a Colts fan when I started picking up sports, and it turns out he was a Saints fan the whole time. So I was robbed at really picking my own team, and I kind of got stuck with the Colts. But we were at a time where we were good. I didn't mind it. You know, we were chilling. But now it's a dark period. It's a dark era.
Brother, I gotta tell you, you have raised more questions than you've answered. I'm more confused than I was when we met.
I tell you all the time, man, it is rough here because you know these Jaguars fans are not kind either. So
They don't win either. You got a,
exactly.
you got a
That's
Super
what I'm
Bowl,
saying.
man.
So when
Shine
they
that in
do
front
win
of them.
against us, they get ignorant. So yeah.
All right, man. So you're a Colts fan in Jacksonville, and you're going up against the Baltimore Ravens in Week 1 at home. How you feeling?
That's an L.
0-1.
That's an L.
Just no thought, no
him.
nothing.
I
Just
love him.
yeah.
Okay. Now you're going to Kansas City.
going to Kansas City.
And I don't even matter if it's Patrick Mahomes or Justin Fields. That's an L too.
Okay.
Attaboy. Oh, and
Ramon,
two.
is Daniel Jones back in your scenarios here?
And see, and that's what I'm saying. I don't even we hearing Anthony Richardson trying to like come back into the fold. We don't even like give our what was the young dude that we drafted? We ain't gonna give him a chance, I guess, because like we throw all these bucks at Daniel Jones. We don't even know what he's gonna come back like. So I'm going with whoever's at quarterback. Honestly, I didn't even look at our schedule. This is news to me. So who will pay for the play? So I'm learning with that.
0-2.
At home against the Houston Texans.
L.
All right, at home against the Washington Football Club in London.
That's it. L.
Damn.
Fantastic. I love this for you. All right, at Pittsburgh.
Aaron Rodgers.
Hey, it's time for
Go back
Before the
to
Growl.
Hamilton.
I'm John. That's Emily. This is Andy Kamenetsky, who's nice enough to fill in for Mase today. I know we've had kind of a hodgepodge. Oh, we had to go yesterday, Em.
It went great. Like a typical show with that crew of people. It was awesome. We had Robert Ory, we had Ramon Martinez, we had Miguel Rojas, we had Jack Dreyer, who, by the way, does look a lot like Parker Bell.
Okay.
I will say that. He looks a lot
And these
similar.
guys all showed up for Oral's grand opening of his dealership.
Yeah, we had Mike Sosha, too. I think I'm forgetting somebody. But it was great. They're always great. They're always super gracious with the whole crew. Obviously, Oral talked with us for a while. It's always a great time. And it was packed in Chino. There was like thousands of people.
Excellent.
Yeah, it was awesome. thousands of people.
Well, I know they set it up as a big event,
Yes.
so I'm glad that
it was all
that
at
happened.
City Hall.
I mean,
They
just
did a big
thousands is a
hullabaloo.
lot of people, no matter what. Like thousands is a concert. That's a legit concert.
That's
Yeah.
more than appears at Angel Games.
I think
Yeah.
Oral said like 3,500 people, something like that.
Right.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So the
Yeah.
reason I wasn't there yesterday is I had an eye surgery called monovision,
Okay.
and this
With
thing,
Dr. Cerruti.
yes, with Dr. Cerruti as the world's greatest
Dr.
voice.
Cerruti.
First of all, Dr. Cerruti's awesome.
Yeah.
I cannot believe. I feel like I'm seeing the world in HD now.
Wow.
It's unbelievable how great this is.
It's like when everybody upgraded their TVs.
Yeah, literally. It is
Yeah.
like I was one of those guys that when this you guys are both too young, so it hasn't happened. Well, Andy, you wear contacts.
Yeah.
Do you notice that if you don't have your contacts in the shower, you can't even read the shampoo bottle?
John, when I don't have my contacts in, I cannot see anything.
Okay, so you're good. You're a good person to tell this to. It went from night and day.
Wow.
Like I couldn't. I'm looking at a whole bunch of small screens. I couldn't even read the fonts on my phone. This morning I woke up, read 3 articles on my phone without ever putting on a pair of
Wow.
glasses. So
Very cool.
I was telling you guys, I've got it. You'll see me if you're watching the show on YouTube, putting in a bunch of eye drops today at various points. That's part of the routine. But I've had great luck. Love Dr. Cerruti. Would recommend it to anyone.
Now, according to the AI overview, because I've been curious about this,
Yeah.
monovision LASIK is tailored for patients over 40. Sorry to out you.
No, that's fine. I'm 62.
Experiencing age-related near vision loss by correcting one eye for distance and the other for near vision. Regular LASIK corrects both eyes for identical distance vision, requiring reading glasses for close-up tasks.
And so
Right.
Travis has had that one done before.
Okay.
I think he's told the story before where he got it because Jim got it as like a party favor at the Emmys, I think.
Jim Rome did.
Yeah, Jim Rome did as one of the party favors at the Emmys. And so he didn't need it, so gave it to Travis. So Travis got his LASIK done like in his late 20s, early 30s.
Well, I did the first one you mentioned, Andy. I did the monovision, so my left eye is now dialed in 20/20 for reading, and my right eye is dialed in 20/20 for distance. And Mason auditioned for this, and he couldn't do it.
Yeah.
His brain wouldn't adjust to it.
Interesting.
I wanted to do it so I could call a game that way. So I had him put in temporary contacts, and I called a game that way, and it was great.
Wow.
But now that I've actually done it, it's awesome. So I wanted to get to this before we start the show. You mentioned, M, that your aunt and uncle for your entire life have given you $1 for your birthday, and
Yes.
they continue to do it.
Yes, no inflation. It's always been $1. And so my Aunt Rue and Uncle Bill, they've justified it by saying that's all that they got from their aunt and uncle
I
when they
love
were
it.
growing up. I thought it was really cute. You know, it's funny because
Is
it's
it
like
all your sisters have the same deal?
everyone has the same deal. I think, and my dad's side of the family, they have this unspoken rule that if you're the godparent, you give a special gift every birthday and Christmas. Though my sisters and I do not have any godparents from my dad's side because of religious reasons, because we are Catholic, they are not Catholic. And so it got into that. Whatever. But Aunt Rue and Uncle Bill, it's very fun because I get a crisp dollar bill every birthday.
I was going to ask, is it dollar bill currency, check, or in
change.
Well, no, I was going to say in the
Venmo?
year. Yes, PayPal, Venmo.
It's you
Zelle.
get an actual dollar.
It is a crisp dollar bill every
Nice.
year. I got my card in the mail yesterday because I think they wanted to make sure it was on time. So I have my crisp dollar bill ready to go. What should I spend it on, guys?
Well, these days you're probably just going to use it to accrue interest. But you've
Right.
seen that thing where somebody starts with a paper clip
Oh,
and
yeah.
trades up to a car.
Yes.
Like, I'll trade you this paper clip for that pen.
Yeah,
You
my-
give them the
my
pen.
you- my
I'll
youth
trade
group-
you that pen for that pad.
Mhm.
You trade the pad for a mouse pad. You trade the mouse pad for an actual mouse.
Yes.
And you just keep working your
Yeah.
way up.
Yeah.
So my mom has one brother.
Okay.
Recently passed away. But her brother had 3 kids, and my mom had 2 kids. So there are 5 of us.
Mhm.
My grandfather, her dad, when we all turned 18, gave us an annuity that sends you $50 every year for your birthday.
Oh, wow.
I'm 62 now, and every year since I was 18, I get a $50 check for my birthday, which I
That's dinner and a
think
movie.
is awesome. My grandparents are long gone. My uncle is now long gone, but all of us get it, and it's great.
You know what
Yeah,
it
it's
reminds me?
fun.
Remember that Seinfeld episode where Jerry's parents think he's having money problems? They're like, we're going to send you $50. He's like, if you send me $50, I'm going to be so mad.
Yeah.
My friends and I, so I was in a youth group in high school, and we did the whole, trade up to get things. I think the most we got too was like a desk chair, because we had a finite amount of time. So we were going knocking on everyone's doors in this neighborhood. We had like 2 hours to get the best one, and whoever like got the coolest thing or whatever won the challenge or whatever. But yeah, we got like a desk chair was the highest we got to. Started with a paperclip though.
You went from a paperclip to a desk chair.
In about 2 hours, knocking on doors in a neighborhood.
Wow.
Yeah.
Very
Was the neighborhood
impressive.
in on this?
No. It was about like
They were after they did it.
it was probably like 6 p.m. and we were doing something at someone's house, and they
So
were
you're
like,
basically
okay.
doing a scavenger hunt.
Basically,
but,
yeah. And
That's
people were
impressive.
So
were
you guys
open
heard
to
this.
it.
I'll tell this quick because we only got a minute. But Mason and I, when we first started, the Chargers had a really good team, and they made it to the AFC Championship game. And so Mason and I came up with, we're going to give away a pair of tickets to the AFC Championship game, which was in Pittsburgh. And we said, here's a list of 10 things. If you come up with all 10, we'll give you 2 tickets. And we made it so hard that no one could come up with all 10. The next morning, over 200 people showed up with all 10, and we had to do a drawing. But it was unbelievable. They were Iron City Beer, which was, at the time was not sold in L.A., a signed Bobby Vinton item.
Okay.
How do you find that? And there was no internet, so we didn't think anybody could do it, and everybody did it.
Wow.
They were calling back to their relatives in Pittsburgh, having them send stuff. It was crazy.
That's fun.
But so we haven't done that again
Yeah.
since then. We almost got in a lot of trouble for that. All right, coming up next. And you know who saved us from getting fired?
Who?
Janet Nauman, who was our head of human resources at the time,
We had one of those?
and is now Janet Rome. She
Oh,
is married
wow.
to Jim Rome. And all our bosses said, these idiots didn't clear it through us. We got to fire these guys. And she goes, you're crazy. Every TV station in town is in the parking lot.
Mm-hmm.
You guys should run towards this, not away from
She
it.
had a take, and it didn't
So
suck.
thank you, Janet Rome. All right, Mason and Ireland next, ESPN LA.
Pollution, Thursday, June 4th, free with your rewards card.
And the number one reason.
We're giving away a Manitou Cruise pontoon boat. Be here May 31st, 10 p.m. to win.
Morongo, good times.
Hey everybody, it's Cap. I'm here with Angie from Angelica's Insurance. Every team needs a strong defense, and when it comes to protecting what matters most, they've got you covered.
That's right. From auto and home to renters, business, and life insurance, we built a game plan tailored just for you.
And if life throws a penalty your way, like a DUI, for example,
We got you. We specialize in DUIs, SR22 coverage, getting you back on the road fast and affordably. Visit angelicas-ins.com or call 1-888-717-0773 for your free quote today.
Texting enrolls you in a recurring automated marketing text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
The team's looking good this season.
I think so. Man, I miss playing football. Ever since I turned 40, I just can't find that fire I used to have.
Think it could be lower testosterone?
What do you mean?
I was feeling the same way. After 40, the body has less testosterone, and men lose their edge. That's why I take Nugenix Total T2.
That's the testosterone booster, right?
Yes, but Total T2 is their brand new formula that skyrockets nitric oxide levels in as little as 3 hours. Since I started taking it, I've been lifting like when we played for Coach Carter. My energy is way up, and it even spiced up things between me and the missus.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles?
Yep, just send a text.
Text AREA to 42424 for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T2, the next generation testosterone booster. Text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo X, our newest, most powerful fat burner ever, absolutely free. Text AREA to 42424. That's AREA to 42424. These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat.
The home of Rams football, and now the home of The Rich Eisen Show. Weekdays 9 a.m. to noon, KSPN Los Angeles, a Good Karma Brands radio station.
ESPN 710, Los Angeles Sports.
And it is the biggest show on the radio. Mason and Ireland is on for your Friday afternoon.
Eastern Ireland, best show on the radio.
Here we go, Friday the 29th of May. As May is coming to an end, and we know something else that's coming to an end. Ireland always having to use glasses because he's been with Dr. Cerruti the last 2 days.
Hi, this is Dr. Cerruti.
Johnny I's back on the show with even better vision, we hope. Andy Kamenetsky's sitting in for Mase.
I'm Brock Landers, so I'm going to be nice.
As we'll react to Game 6 of the Western Conference Finals. Last night, The Spurs poleaxe the Thunder. Game 7 tomorrow night. You'll hear it here on ESPN LA. We'll talk about it. We'll get you ready. Plus, the Dodgers begin a weekend with the Phillies.
Beef stew's coming back soon, I think.
Yeah.
Oh. Dipsy-doo between the legs.
And, of course, fun and frivolity. You know how we do.
Yeah.
Dipsy-doo between his legs.
Producer Emily's here. Producer Wilbert from the Lakers broadcast, sitting in for BC, Brian Cohen.
So with that said, let's get this show on the road.
What they call me is a cornhole savant.
The social team in the back and you. Let's do it. AK's here. Johnny I, the biggest show on the radio.
Hi, this is Dr. Sarudi.
Mason in Ireland. Your Friday now.
Good afternoon. That was quite the intro by Chris Morales. And yes, Andy, I have new eyes. I could not be happier. Dr. Cerruti is the greatest. I did something called monovision. It is not for everybody. Basically, it sets your one eye to 20/20 for distance, one eye to 20/20 for up close, and your brain adjusts. My brain is already adjusted. I can see everything. I can see the smallest print. I have never been happier with an elective surgery in my life. Not that I've had a lot of them, but this one is the best. I can't recommend Dr. Cerruti enough.
Honestly, I'm happy for you because as somebody who has worn largely contacts, but either contacts or glasses for most of my life, I understand how
old was your first vision correction?
I want to say around 12.
Oh, wow. So
like
even
that.
as a high school kid.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, I remember when I got my driver's license,
they had to check that box.
They had to check that box.
Needs corrective lenses.
And I remember friends of mine were like, you shouldn't have admitted that you were in contacts when you took your test because what happens if you get pulled over and you're not wearing your glasses or contacts? I'm like, if I'm not wearing my glasses or
should get pulled over?
Forget I should get pulled over.
Yeah.
I'm going to get pulled over because I will have wrecked my car within 3 blocks. I can't see.
Yeah, cannot recommend Dr. Cerruti enough. If you need more, if you want more info from me, just track me down. At LA Ireland on X. Or you can call the show, and Em will give you Dr. Cerruti's number, and you can see if this is for you. But I just love it. Okay, let's get to the sports. We are going to have a Game 7, Andy, in the Western Conference Finals. It's tomorrow night at 5:30. This series has absolutely lived up to the hype in every way imaginable. The Spurs clocked the Thunder last night in Game 6. The Thunder are favored tomorrow night. Guess by how many?
I'm going to say, I've not looked. I'm going to say they're favored by 3.5.
On the number. Yeah, right. Exactly 3.5. So, but I think this is a coin flip. I have no feel for who wins Game 7. If you had to bet the Kamenetsky estate and everything that goes
and what
along
a large
with it.
bet that would be.
Would you take Spurs or would you take Thunder? The game is in OKC.
It's really hard to know for sure without knowing exactly whether or not Jalen Williams and or A.J. Mitchell will be available.
I think Jalen Williams was awful last night. He played 8 minutes. He took one shot. He was minus 19. Yeah. Let's assume both Jalen Williams and A.J. Mitchell are out.
If they're both out, I actually think the Spurs can pull this off.
Em, what do you think?
Comes down to who I believe will show up and play the best of their star players, and I think that is going to be Wemby tomorrow night.
Will, by the way, Will Flores is here. Will and I spend the entire basketball season together. Anytime you hear Michael and I call the game, Will is the one.
Yeah.
You hear me sing his praises at the beginning of every game. Wilbert, happy to have you. How are you?
I'm good. How about yourself, John?
Good. Who wins tomorrow night?
I say the Spurs.
Okay, so you guys are all in the Spurs. Let me tell all three of you why you're wrong. This is the game behind the game. All right? Last night, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander shot 3 free throws.
Mm-hmm.
And this is a reason why a lot of people hate the Thunder. The Thunder grab, hold, flop, lean. They play toward the refs. Last night in Game 6, the best ref in the NBA was the crew chief, Zach Zarba.
Mm-hmm.
Zach Zarba doesn't stop the game unnecessarily. He doesn't call fouls on flops. He's better at this than anyone else. The problem is, because he reffed Game 6, they can't use him in Game 7, which means here comes Scott Foster.
But he can't extend it to Game 8, though.
You're right.
But here's the thing. I don't know yet. I haven't seen the schedule. I would be willing to bet a large amount of money that the lead official will be either Scott Foster or Mark Davis, one of those two guys. I say this as somebody who has done play-by-play in the NBA for the past 17, 18 years. I know how the league works. Scott Foster and Mark Davis are by-the-book officials. They'll call everything.
Well, here's
the problem. When the game's at OKC, they're going to foul on every single play. And they know the refs can't foul out all of them because the OKC crowd will riot. I think they're going to get a favorite whistle tomorrow. I think Shea's going to shoot double-digit free throw attempts. And for that reason, even without Mitchell and without J-Dub, the good Jalen Williams, they have two Jalen Williams. The better of the two is the one who's out. I think OKC finds a way. What do you think of my theory?
I think your theory makes a lot of sense. The counter I would have to it is I know everyone focuses on the Thunder's physicality and the fouling on everything. As this series has gone along, the Spurs have been doing the exact same thing. They've been doing exactly the same way. The difference is NBA Twitter doesn't care about what the Spurs do. They only talk about what the Thunder do. And by the way, I don't have a problem with either team doing this, just so it's clear.
I mean, I saw that Cade Bryant push on SGA a lot on my Twitter feed last night.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, Carter Bryant.
They have been playing with a lot. Steph Castle is a really physical player.
Right.
Wemby has grown more physical over the course of this series.
Devin Vassell has his hands all over people.
And by the time you get to Game 7, it's typically a rock fight anyway because these teams have figured each other out.
Yeah, I know it's your game today for a Game of Games, but it was my game on Monday, and one of the questions I asked was, you were there. Do you remember the final score in Game 7 of the 2010 finals?
Let's see if I can do this. 83-79?
Again, on the number. You need to go to Vegas. You're 2 for 2 in this segment with right on the number 83-79 because of exactly what you said, rock fight.
Yeah.
And somebody sent me a clip of the Western Conference Finals the year before in 2009 of Carmelo and Kobe battling for position, and they're basically assaulting each other the entire game, and they didn't call any of it.
Yeah, I think it's
those refs tomorrow night are going to call it, which is why I'm taking the Thunder.
It'll be interesting. Series tend to take on personalities, and as this series has gone along, they've been calling less. So I'm expecting that to continue, particularly in a Game 7, because I think they're going to be hyper-conscious of, we don't want it to look like we were the ones that ultimately decided this series. So we'll see.
You remember the infamous Game 6 in 2002 between the Lakers and the Kings.
Oh, yeah.
Where the Lakers got 42 free throws in the second half or something. It was just...
Yeah, Kings fans have not stopped bitching about it
since.
Well,
they sent Dick Bavetta in to ref that game. The modern-day Dick Bavetta are Scott Foster and Mark Davis. And so if you see tomorrow when they announce the refs that it's either Scott Foster or Mark Davis or potentially both, we're going to get a lot of whistles, we're going to shoot a lot of free throws, and that favors OKC.
Yeah, I mean, it certainly could. It absolutely could. But, again, I feel like they've been allowing more to go as this series goes along. And also, the Spurs, I know nobody cares. They're getting away with a lot, too. Again, I'm good with it. I'm totally good with it. But they are playing really physical as well. It's not just one side.
I can't wait for that game. I think last night, because I had this eye surgery, I can't do a lot. You're not supposed to sweat. I can't go out and play golf. I can't go swimming. You just got to lay low for 2-3 days. And so tonight, I got Dodgers-Phillies, which is a great matchup. And Zach Wheeler's pitching tonight, who Christopher Sanchez has had the best year for the Phillies pitching, but Zach Wheeler's their ace. And he's going up against Justin Robleski. So tonight I got the Dodger game. Tomorrow night I got Dodgers and Game 7. So a lot of sports to get me through the weekend.
Do you guys think that it's a little odd, though, that we haven't really gotten a close game out of this series since Game 1? Like, Game 1 was one of those all-timers.
The overtime game, yeah.
Second 2 overtimes was really well contested. Since then, it's kind of been not close to the end of these games. Do you think that it's just the nature of these teams figuring each other out? Is it because there's more exhaustion in certain places? What do you guys think is the reason behind that?
All right, so I alluded to it earlier, but this isn't the only reason, but it has something to do with it. Each team has won one game on the other team's court, but for the most part, the home team's getting more whistles. Or in the case of last night's game, Oklahoma City didn't get any. Shea shot 3 free throws. Wemby only played, I think, 28 minutes. The home team has had a home court advantage because of the officiating. And, Andy, that's kind of what I'm banking on happening tomorrow. I could be wrong. I mean, you think about who was the team that in a game – I mean, over the past few years in a Game 7, and it happened once this year, in a Game 7 at home, the home team just got clocked. This will be the 5th Game 7. Was it Detroit that got clocked at home?
Yeah, Detroit did get clocked.
The Celtics also lost Game 7 at home, but that was a close one.
Right. So I'm thinking the refs are going to be a big factor, and it's going to happen, probably tomorrow. You sent me something interesting that Wemby, we all think Wemby's the best player in this series, and he certainly has been. But here's Wemby's plus-minus since the series started. Okay, last night he was plus 14. Game 5, -5. Game 4, -8. Game 3, -19. Game 2, -10. Game 1, where he was so dominant, -9. So they are figuring out ways to take care of Wemby when he's on the court, with the exception of last night. And I don't think Wemby's getting the calls on Saturday. But now, who do you want to win? Well, who do you want in the finals?
Well, okay,
to see
who do I want?
And by the way, Ben Lyons, who is the biggest Knicks fan we know, is coming on the show today at 2:30. You can actually hear what a nervous breakdown sounds like live on the air.
I can't wait for that.
Yeah, so he's coming up. But, Andy, what finals do you want as a consumer?
Okay, well, I will say this. As somebody who just wants to enjoy their home life, I want the Spurs to win because my wife is both a big Spurs fan and a really bad loser.
Okay.
So my life is going to be
happy
hell.
wife, happy life?
Yes, very much so. Like,
is she a ball knower, or is it all feel?
Oh, not only is it not all feel. Like, she grew up a really big Spurs fan. She's from Texas. San Antonio is the closest major city to where she grew up. Like, so she's really into it. But over the last, decade, she kind of had stopped following them because the Spurs weren't that relevant. It was harder to find their games. But she's gotten more into this as, the rise of Wemby and everybody else. But she still does not watch all the games. She consumes a bleep ton of clips, though.
Yeah.
And these clips have convinced her that the Thunder are the basketball version of the Antichrist. And she is really, really angry.
By the way, she's not the only one.
I know she's not.
Will, if you could pick the team to play the Knicks, since you're going to watch the finals occasionally, who do you want?
Honestly, I want the Spurs. I feel like they give them a better competition.
Who do you want?
I would like to see the Thunder and the Knicks because didn't they play in the in-season tournament final against each other?
No, the Spurs and the Knicks played in the in-season tournament final.
I think I would like to see that because I want to see the world rooting for the Knicks.
Which they would be if that happened. I'm with Andy's wife and with Will. More Wemby, the better. I think he's the greatest show in the NBA right now. Just like more Shohei, the better.
Oh, yeah.
I think Shohei and Wemby are the greatest show. If I know I'm going home, like I will tomorrow night, to watch 3 hours of Victor Wembanyama taking on the world, I'm here for it.
It also would be, like, really historic. Like, it's similar to Magic when the Lakers won the championship in 1980, his rookie year, except he was part of a more experienced team, that had Kareem.
Right.
It is exceptionally rare for even a great player like Wemby to have their first playoff experience go all the way to the finals.
Yeah,
so
you're right.
From the historical perspective, it would be pretty amazing.
All right, coming up next, there's a lot of rumors going around the NBA, including one guy who thinks the Cavs could end up with both Giannis and LeBron. We'll share that with you. Also get into the Dodgers. Andy Kamenetsky in for Mase. I'm John Ireland, Mason and Ireland, ESPN LA.
When it's game time, there's no room for hesitation, and you better believe GM John Good will make you a great deal at George Chevrolet. Whether you're rolling in a power-packed Silverado, loading up the family in a spacious Chevy Traverse, or going all electric, John Good has the great deal you want at George Chevrolet. Amazing pricing, zero pressure, and the next level Chevy vehicles you want are at George Chevrolet, conveniently located off the 91 at Lakewood in Bellflower. Or shop at georgechevy.com. Chevrolet, together let's drive.
Oh yeah, injured in a crash? A slip and fall? Don't settle small, you've gotta make the call. He does the heavy lifting, he handles the fight. Big Tony steps in and makes it alright. No baloney, call Big Tony. He fights, he delivers, your victory is waiting. No fee till we win. He gets the compensating. No baloney, call Big Tony. 866-456-8669.
BigTonyLaw.com. Attorney advertising primary results do not guarantee a similar outcome. Tony is attorney Tony Ward, primary office in Los Angeles, California.
You never know what you're going to get when you wake up with Sedano and Cap.
I'm okay being honest and not getting the adulation because generally my honesty turns out to be accuracy. So I'm okay with that. Could you say that line again? Generally, my honesty turns into accuracy. Your honesty turns into accuracy.
It's the morning show with Sedano and Cap. Weekdays starting at 7 a.m. on ESPN LA.
ESPN LA is hitting the road. Tune in Friday, June 5th to Sedano and Cap as we broadcast live from SeaWorld San Diego. We'll take a look at the all-new shark encounter that is now open, then check out Dolphin Adventures and soak in all the summer energy, including live concerts with artists like Soulja Boy and more. Don't miss Sedano and Cap Live Friday, June 5th from SeaWorld San Diego on ESPN LA. SeaWorld San Diego, open your world to something amazing.
In a contracting business, you're either growing or you're grinding. Success is no longer about hard work alone. It's about using AI to accelerate impact. Service Titan is the only integrated intelligence that seamlessly automates your entire workflow, from first call to final invoice. Born in the trades, built for visionaries ready to stop operating and start automating. Service Titan, AI for the trades.
If Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea was your best friend, it would be the kind of friend that starts an impromptu dance party in the supermarket aisle that turns into an all-day pool party rager at your place, and you don't even own a pool. Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea turns any day into a legendary adventure. It's smooth and refreshing real iced tea with just the right kick of alcohol. Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea. Keep it twisted.
Twisted Tea Brewing Company, Cincinnati, Ohio. Please drink responsibly.
All right, Mason and Ireland. Andy Kamenetsky is in for Mase. And a reminder that coverage and content of the 26 NBA playoffs on ESPN LA is presented by Pechanga Resort Casino. Tune in to Game 7 of the Western Conference Finals starting at 4:30 on ESPN LA or the ESPN LA app. Play your perfect combination at Pechanga Resort Casino. Visit pechanga.com for more information. All right, on this day in 1980, Larry Bird beat out Magic Johnson for NBA Rookie of the Year. Believe it or not, Larry deserved it. He had a better year than Magic regular season.
Right.
But then Magic got the trophy everyone wants, NBA Finals MVP. Yeah. So Magic had the last laugh. All right, so there's a guy, I don't know this guy. Do you? Brandon Scoop B. Robinson?
I know who he is, but I don't think we've ever met.
Okay. Here is what he tweeted yesterday. Do we still say tweeted? What he put out on X.
I can say tweeted, yeah.
Okay.
Real ones call it tweeted, John.
A homecoming blueprint for LeBron is mapping out behind the scenes. James Harden is expected to opt out and restructure a team-friendly deal to pull the Cavs under the salary cap. Once free agency hits, the Cavs would have to move Dean Wade in an immediate sign-and trade, followed by Max Strus in a secondary deal to shred salary. The framework is that Cleveland would re-sign LeBron for the mid-level exception or trade with the Lakers in a sign-and trade. And he says, per league sources, unless the Lakers offer him a max contract, which it currently doesn't look like they will, the Cavs have a chance to sign him. Do you buy any of that?
I believe that the Cavs have a shot of getting LeBron next season. Some of what Scoop B is laying out is either factually incorrect or maybe a bit cloudy. Like, for example, Dean Wade is a free agent. There is no need to do an immediate sign-and trade.
Just let him go.
Just let him walk.
Yeah.
You would maybe need to get Max Strus off to shed salary, and the devil's in the details with James Harden. Like, they're currently a second apron team.
I know some people in Harden's camp. I talked to them yesterday, and he's going to opt out and re-sign on a team-friendly deal.
Right. So they need to get him, you start getting into, like, second aprons and first aprons, and there's a lot of rules about who can be the receiving team on a sign and trade based on their apron status, first team, all that stuff. Do I think, though, broadly speaking, that LeBron could go back to Cleveland? Yeah, I do think he could go back to Cleveland.
All right, speaking of that, Tom Haberstroh, who's a respected analyst in the NBA world, used to work at ESPN, now he's working at Yahoo.
Yeah, Tom's great.
Haberstroh says the Cavs could get Giannis and LeBron. Here's Haberstroh.
Scenario in which they call up the Milwaukee Bucks and say, hey, will Evan Mobley and a first-round pick do it to get Giannis Antetokounmpo? And then you turn around and you say, LeBron, you could come back home for a farewell tour and try to win a championship in the Eastern Conference like you did before with the Cleveland Cavaliers and the Miami Heat and have an easier road now that you got Giannis and you've got Donovan Mitchell in tow with James Harden to kind of hold a lot of those innings in the regular season. And then LeBron James and Giannis Antetokounmpo have won championships before can take the lead in the postseason. So I do think that the Cavs could end this offseason with not just LeBron, but Giannis Antetokounmpo in a trade for Evan Mobley. And I think LeBron James would want to do that if he sees this as his final stop. The Cavs could end up with both Giannis and LeBron James this summer. It'll take some gymnastics on the cap, but I do think that the Cavs fans can look at that as best case scenario.
Do you buy that, Andy Kamenetsky?
Yeah, I think it's certainly possible. I was laughing, though, by the way, at the indirect shots fired at James Harden. Basically, like, you'll have James Harden there for the regular season.
Right.
And then once the playoffs roll around, you're set up to not have to rely on him at all.
Well, they misused Harden in the playoffs. I don't know. I mean, whose brilliant idea was it to put Harden to guard Jalen Brunson in the fourth quarter of game one?
They weren't having him directly do that. The problem is they were hunting switches. The real problem is they kept having Sam Merrill out there, too. So you've got two guys that you can bring into the action. I don't know why they weren't playing either Dean Wade or a better defender. Like, by having Merrill out there on top of Harden, you're actually making this easier.
Right. And so I'm not so sure. I still, Emily, they erased my board.
I know.
Okay. So, Andy, they asked me the other day, tell me where you would come down.
Okay.
Percentage chance of where LeBron goes next year. I changed it every day for a week. Okay. My last one was 50% Lakers, 49% other, 1% retired. Would you change those numbers in any way?
I would agree with you, 50% Lakers. I think it feels like the clubhouse favorite would be the Lakers.
Okay.
I would probably go 35% other and about 85% within the 35% Cleveland.
Okay.
I would give maybe 15% towards retirement.
I think there's a bigger chance he could retire than I do.
Well, in part because if you look around the landscape, I don't think there's anywhere LeBron can go where he would be considered a favorite to win a championship or where he really sets himself up to be one of the front runners. And then at that point, LeBron may start asking himself, is this actually worth it? Because this stuff is harder for him now. Like, it is harder for him to do all this.
I would be more accepting of your argument if he wasn't so good last year. If he didn't average the numbers he averaged last year. I think he's too good to retire.
I'm not saying he's not good enough to keep playing. He's clearly good enough to keep playing, but it's harder. All of this stuff is harder now, and he's done everything you can do, including, by the way, play with his son in the playoffs.
Okay, let me bring that into it. I can just tell you guys, the narrative of Bronny being on the Lakers by social media and fans, everybody else, is completely different than the reality. Here's the reality of Bronny. Lakers love him.
They may.
They think they realize he should be a junior at USC. He's developing. Mm-hmm. The way he conducts himself, his teammates love him. The staff loves him.
I have never been anything other than impressed by interactions with Bronny. He seems like a terrific guy.
Okay, so we both agree on that.
Yeah.
I think, and I want to know if you agree, that because of the situation Bronny is in and how well-liked he is in the building and for lack of a better term, the goodwill he has accrued in the 2 years he's been in their program developing, I think that lends into the decision for LeBron. That if he leaves and goes back to Cleveland, he no longer protects Bronny. Now, Bronny could stay with the Lakers. Bronny could go to Cleveland. I know that the Lakers shouldn't consider this, but does LeBron consider this part of the equation?
Yeah, honestly, I hope he doesn't. It'll be Bronny's third year in the league. He should not require dad's protection at this point. Like, and if
I know he shouldn't require it, but does it enter into his head?
I'd like to think it wouldn't. I mean, at some point...
It would for me.
Well, at some point, Bronny should be able to carve out his own identity, and he's talked about wanting to be taken seriously as more than just LeBron James's son. And especially, I mean, if we're all being honest, he was drafted the year he was drafted specifically because of the LeBron piece of this. And I say this because that particular year, they did not have an open roster spot to use on a 55th pick. If it had been anybody other than Bronny, they either draft a stash guy overseas or they trade that pick. They did not have the luxury of using that spot.
But it was important to them to keep LeBron happy.
And I'm not looking to relitigate it. Like, that's not my point. But at this point, I just feel like if Bronny wants to be taken seriously as, on his own terms, LeBron at this point is his third year. He should not have to protect Bronny.
I don't think he should have to, but I think it's the reality. And I think that if I'm LeBron, it enters into my decision. Look, if I stay with the Lakers, I continue to allow Bronny to have this situation, which is ideal for his development. Extremely well-liked in the building. They put him in games, Andy, this year that mattered.
Yeah, I know.
I don't know if any other team does that.
Well, it depends, though. He may get, though, more regular playing time on a different team.
Well, he's going to have to earn his playing time moving forward without LeBron anyway.
Well, if he was on the Kings, he might be playing more than he was with the Lakers.
It depends on how you look at his development. Like,
he's extremely easy to root for in life.
Yeah, no,
I'll tell you that.
Bronny's not the problem. Like, regardless of what you think of his prospects as a player, he's not the problem.
I guess the reason I bring this up and the question I'm asking you is, when LeBron sits down to decide what to do, is Bronny part of that decision?
Well, I would like to think, if nothing else, he gives Bronny a voice. Like, if, say, he's going to Cleveland.
Yeah.
Like, it shouldn't be, now find a way to get Bronny to Cleveland with me. Because at that point,
Rich probably would do it.
Well, but at that point, though, and again, I can't speak for Bronny. I barely know him at all. At that point, Bronny starts looking like his either sidekick or mascot.
Well, I
like
think
in
the beginning, you could say all that.
Sure.
Not anymore.
Right.
Not after these 2
but that's
years.
Why Bronny,
he's earned his place.
But
where
that's
he
why
is
he
now.
should be an independent entity in all of this.
I get your point. All right. Coming up next, I always say when we're doing these talk show hosts, not just Andy and I, but everybody, I think the hardest thing about this job, and it applies to fans too, is realizing eternal greatness while it's happening live. Because we all get accused of being prisoner of the moment and that stuff. You guys are all going to accuse me of being prisoner of the moment with what I say next. First, let me tell you about Blue Ice Vodka, the largest American potato vodka, and it's rated double gold. It's also one of the lowest calorie vodkas on the market, gluten-free, non-GMO, crafted to elevate every sip. Their classic potato vodka is just 64 calories per ounce. Tom Gibson, the guy who runs Blue Ice, has taught me a lot about vodka. And in the beginning, when I was starting to get to know Tom, he was explaining to me that most vodka, almost all of them, are made from corn. Blue Ice is made from potatoes, and that's what makes it unique and why it tastes so great. Blue Ice is committed to a farm-to-bottle Idaho potato lineage. It's sustainable, eco-friendly production, and they've got 3 flavors: classic, huckleberry, or double espresso. I've tried them all. Everybody I have over to my house, especially when I'm in Idaho, says, how did I not know about this until now? Now you know. Pick up some Blue Ice vodka wherever you buy your vodka. I get mine at Ralph's. It's available in most bars and restaurants. Blue Ice vodka. Clean, American-made vodka with standards. Blue Ice.
Call Jacob.
Hey, it's Mase.
And I'm Ireland.
After a crash, you are on the spot. You got to make the right decisions.
800-345-6789. Count the facts. Count on Jacob.
Count your options, then count on Jacob. 800-345-6789.
Put it in your phone. Memorize it.
Accident or injury, call Jacob and Ronnie. Call Jacob 1-800-345-6789. Call Jacob.
This World Cup season, the ultimate watch party experience is at Mercado Gonzalez in Costa Mesa. Catch every Mexico and USA match live, surrounded by non-stop game day energy, passionate fans, drink specials, surprise giveaways, and all the flavors that make every match unforgettable. Grab fire-grilled asada tacos, slow braised quesadilla, fresh ceviches, warm churros, and more. Join us for every Mexico and USA match at Mercado Gonzalez in Costa Mesa, where every match tastes better.
It's DeMarco Farr and Travis Rogers for your afternoon drive.
Can we have a barber up here? Can we get somebody? There's plenty of room.
A 710 barber?
There's a room right there.
Yeah, you took Stevie. Will you get another Doc Rivers?
I might. I'll keep a fresh Doc Rivers though.
Will you sit down and say, "Give me the Doc Rivers fade"?
Give me the Doc. Yeah, clean up the Doc.
DeMarco and Travis have taken over Afternoon Drive. Weekdays starting at 3 p.m. on 710 ESPN.
With the new My Lowe's Pro Rewards American Express card, earn 3 points per dollar spent on Lowe's qualifying purchases for the first 6 months after card account opening. Plus, save 5% every day on eligible purchases at Lowe's and earn points on eligible purchases everywhere else Amex is accepted. Card members get more at Lowe's. Subject to credit approval. 5% can't be combined with any other offer. Exclusions and restrictions apply. Points subject to loyalty terms at Lowe's.com/terms and credit reward terms at Synchrony.com/MLPRA-terms. Visit Lowe's.com/business credit.
Switching to Progressive is a game-winning call. And that reminds us of other game-winning calls in the history of sports.
So it was the fourth quarter and we're down by 5. Sweat pouring down my face. Suddenly it hit me. If only I could wrap part of the towel around my forehead. And that's how I became the first basketball player to wear a headband.
Okay, not really a game-winning call, but it was a good call. You can make one too. Switch to Progressive and you could save hundreds. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, not available in all states.
Steve Mason and John Ireland.
I mean, what I'm thinking is, don't you know who I am? You're not responding to me?
I'm Steve Mason.
Exactly.
Mason and Ireland.
What? It's an outrage.
It is an outrage.
Back to the guys.
Mason and Ireland, Andy Kamenetsky in for Mase. It's a Cosm Ticket Friday. Listen all show for your chance to win a 5-pack of general admission tickets to experience Game 7 of the Western Conference Finals. Wow, how great would that be, watching it at Cosm. Spurs at Thunder tomorrow night. There's no better way to watch than in Cosm's immersive shared reality environment. For more information, visit Cosm.com. Andy, I've often said that the hardest part about our job is to recognize greatness while it's happening live. And we were talking about Wemby.
Mm-hmm.
And now I want to talk about Shohei. Alden Gonzalez writes for ESPN, wrote this after Ohtani no-hit the Rockies. Shows you where my head is. For 6 innings on Wednesday night. On offense, Shohei has put his hitting slump behind him. He's 383, 508 slugging, 723 OPS over his past 13 games. Before Ohtani, nobody ever had hit a leadoff home run as a pitcher. He's now done so 3 times in Game 4 of last year's NLCS and twice in the past week. And that's just Ohtani the batter. On the mound, this is again, Alden's writing this. He is arguably the front runner for a loaded National League Cy Young Award race. The likes of Christopher Sanchez, Jacob Mizorowski, Chase Burns, and Chris Sale have all been dominant, but none have come close to matching Ohtani's ERA, which is 0.83. It's the lowest ever for a Dodger starter through his first 9 starts of a season, topping Fernando back in 81. Ohtani is just also the third pitcher since 1920 to allow no more than 5 earned runs in no fewer than 55 innings in his first 9 appearances. All right, you tell me if I'm guilty of being prisoner of the moment. But I think we are now watching the best baseball player ever. Better than Babe Ruth, better than Ted Williams, better than anyone. You name him, I'll put Shohei up against any of them. I've often said he's the best player I've ever seen in person. I now believe, Andy, he is the best baseball player ever. Am I wrong?
I don't think you're being prisoner of the moment at all. If anything, I wonder how many people would actually argue with you.
Michael Kay in New York would argue with me. He says Aaron Judge is a better player than Shohei.
Well,
Emily doesn't like Aaron Judge.
Yeah, look at the freaking postseason to tell you that. So one has rings, the other doesn't.
Okay, the only argument you could make, I guess, against Ohtani would just be if you really consider fielding that valuable a part of the game. And an argument can be made that way for sure. It obviously matters a lot. And if you're talking about, say, somebody like Ted Williams, like what he did defensively.
Or the better example would be Willie Mays.
Right, Willie Mays,
Willie Mays was the best offensive player and the best defensive player.
Yeah, I was going to say Bonds, but Bonds was fine in the outfield, but he was not as good.
When he was young.
When he was young. Actually, when he was young, he was
Willie
more
Mays,
than fine.
Willie Mays was the best defensive outfielder maybe ever.
So, like, if you're taking into account fielding and you feel that fielding is more important because that's an everyday player, as opposed to Ohtani, even though his pitching is brilliant, you're getting it once every 6 games, something like that. That's the only real argument against Ohtani. But either way, no, you're not being prisoner of the moment at all. Even if people disagreed with you, I doubt they would say you're being prisoner of the moment.
The other thing I wanted to bring up, baseball related, was, are you with Mason and I? Mason and I both think there's going to be a lockout next year for sure. We both see no way to avoid it.
I feel like we're trending that way. I hate to say it, but I feel like we are.
Okay, so yesterday, MLB proposed a hard salary cap of $245 million. If Mason were here, he would say, stop right there. Players just walked out of the meeting. You cannot propose this. He goes, even if you change the name, even if it is a hard salary cap, you have to fake it and call it a...
Well, apron's already been taken.
Yeah, or something. But along with this cap, and this is what I think the final solution has to look like in some form, there's a $171 million salary floor. Mm-hmm. It also calls for a 50-50 revenue split and the centralization of all TV revenue. So this deal the Dodgers have that puts them ahead of everybody would go into a big pot. It came one day after the players made a wide-ranging offer that called for a soft floor, new definitions of revenue sharing, and pay increases for younger players. Do you think, Mason says, there's no way they'll ever accept a cap? But in this case, Andy, the teams above 245, so the teams that would have to come down, there are only 6. Dodgers, Mets, Yankees, Jays, Phillies, Braves. That's it. The teams below 171, otherwise these people would all have to pay the players more money. There are a bunch more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 teams, ranging from the Orioles to the Mariners. So if I can pretend you're representing the players, I know you're hell-bent against any type of a salary cap, but if I can show you that these 15 teams coming up to the floor would pay your group as a collective more money than they were paid previously, are we still talking?
Look, I can only speak for how I would feel about it. My main concerns as the rep would be, A, show me the numbers, especially, again, with the TV revenue and the raised floor, how much more money is going to be available for the players. Then I also need to see, how does this affect the star players? And in terms of their future salaries, because they're going to...
I can tell you right now that anybody who has an existing contract is grandfathered in, if that's your question.
No, but future star players. Like future star players. How is this going to affect their potential revenue? Because even though the unions, I know they represent everybody, the rank and file or whatever, the stars are going to have major voices in this, and they're going to be able to create major pressure. But if I can see the numbers, and I believe those numbers, that there's going to be more money overall between, the TV deal that you were talking about and, being able to take from the Dodgers and just the raised floor, and that star salaries are not going to be drastically adversely effective, I would be open to it, because at that point, you're actually serving your rank and file better. Plus, it sounds like there's the ultimate loophole for a team like the Dodgers. You're still allowed to do the deferred money.
Right, but the Dodgers' math would be altered by having to give up that TV money, too.
Right, that's fine, but
yeah.
At the end of the day, though, they're still going to make a boatload of money. And
yeah, you'd be surprised. Like, if you ask Stan Kasten or Mark Walter about this, they'll say, we're open to anything.
Right.
Like, they're not, the Dodgers aren't fighting any of this.
Well, it's because, A, they know how much money they make, and B, I'm willing to bet that is a big reason why you're still allowed these deferred salaries, because if they really wanted to cut down on the way the Dodgers do business, they would say all salary has to be up front. Because that
may be a part of this, just to be candid.
Well, but that's
or else that loophole, you're right, is so big you could drive a truck.
But that's how you get the Dodgers to agree to the TV revenue share, because they still get to stack their team. That's the trade-off.
Right.
And I think at the end of the day, the Dodgers are still going to be successful because they've not only gotten these big name players, but they've gotten guys to their system that they've drafted that they've kept themselves. So I think this isn't, whether this happens or not, the Dodgers are still going to be going to do well.
Let me circle back to Ohtani just for a second, and then we'll get to icebreakers. And this is a very big icebreakers for me. I'm about to try and pull off something that even you would be impressed with.
I was made aware of this earlier.
The Ohtani, as Alden Gonzalez wrote, is probably the favorite right now to win the National League Cy Young. But he won't be if they continue pitching him on this schedule, basically pitching him once a week. He won't pitch enough to compete with Christopher Sanchez or Chris Sale. If he's leading the race, like he is now, should the Dodgers give him more innings to give him a chance to win this, or is it all about making sure he's ready for the postseason? Cy Young be damned.
I think it depends a lot on where the Dodgers are in the standings and all that. Are they still basically just cruising?
Let's say they're cruising. Let's say it's in September. They're 10 games up, but Ohtani is a little bit behind in innings. Let's say he's got to make 6 starts in September. Do you let him make 6 starts?
I would let him make 6 starts, because you have to recognize this may be his last best opportunity to do this, and it's one of the only things left on his list that he hasn't been able to do.
Well, I worked with Marcus Grant on Monday, and Marcus had a good point. Marcus hosts the Blue Review with Greg Bergman, and Marcus said, these two things may lend themselves to each other. In other words, you might want to pitch Shohei 6 times in September because you want to ramp him up for a postseason where he's not going to be able to pitch once a week, where he's going to have to pitch once every 4 days.
That's actually a really good point.
So do it in September. You don't have to pitch him tons of innings, but let him pitch 5-6 innings 6 different times, get him 30 innings that way, and let's go.
Yeah, but I will say, at the end of the day, the Dodgers seem to do what's best for the team and not the individual. So they've shown.
Well, they took him out of a no-hitter the other day.
Exactly. You take guys out of no-hitters. Last year, Will Smith or maybe 2 years ago, was trying to go for the batting title. They tapered him off as well. They only care about winning World Series, and if they happen to win an MVP or a Cy Young, that's extra gravy. But I think if it was at the expense of Ohtani in the postseason, I don't think they'd push him.
Okay, coming up next is icebreakers. So here's what I was talking about when I said I'm about to pull something off. For people listening to the show, you already know this, but I am the most competitive person at the station. The only 2 people who are even in my world of competitiveness just happen to be Andy Kamenetsky and Mike Trudell.
I was going to say Trudell. I didn't know you'd put me in there.
Oh,
but
yeah.
Trudell
you scare me. You scare me today because you, like me, possess a massive amount of useless knowledge that only applies to this job.
So much useless knowledge.
The way I was winning icebreakers every single month. So I came up with the rule to make it fair.
I know.
The rule is, however much the guy who wins it wins by, you have to start that much in the hole. So last month, Mason snuck up on me in April. And on the last day, he got what did he get, 18 or 20 points on the...
I think 18 on Jodie Foster.
On Jodie Foster, and stole the title from me. So I said, all right. That must have been in March. So in April, I said, I'm not messing around. I am going to steamroll everyone. And I won April by 35 points. So I started 35 points in the hole in May. Today's the last Icebreakers of May. And do I still have the lead?
You were actually behind by 18 points.
How?
Marcus Grant got on the first question yesterday.
So I've got to guess in the first two or the others get it?
Mm-hmm. Well, so they have 43. You have 26.
And by the way, not 17. To get in your head even further, but I helped out the others a lot on Wednesday by getting Chapel Roan maybe 3 questions into,
okay.
3 clues into it.
So
like that.
My dream appears to be dying, but you will hear me make a guess somewhere in the first 2 clues that Emily gives on Icebreakers, and Icebreakers is next. Marcus Grant, how could you?
Who was it that he got it on the first?
Kevin Costner.
What was the clue?
I don't have it with me right now.
All right. Icebreakers next. The last one of the month. I need to pull off a miracle to win it. Andy and for Mason in Ireland, ESPN LA.
Children's Hospital Los Angeles is where groundbreaking research meets unparalleled expertise. It's where exceptional care is tailored 100% to kids. And it's where every specialist, every room, every innovation revolves around one need: your child's health. Whether it's routine care or a life-saving procedure, CHLA is where families turn to when outcomes truly matter. Children's Hospital Los Angeles, 125 years of building hope and healthier futures. Go to chla.org today.
When it's game time, there's no room for hesitation, and you better believe GM John Good will make you a great deal at George Chevrolet. Whether you're rolling in a power-packed Silverado, loading up the family in a spacious Chevy Traverse, or going all-electric, John Good has the great deal you want at George Chevrolet. Amazing pricing, zero pressure, and the next-level Chevy vehicles you want are at George Chevrolet, conveniently located off the 91 at Lakewood in Bellflower. Or shop at georgechevy.com. Chevrolet, together let's drive.
You never know what you're going to get when you wake up with Sedano and Cap.
Is it a complicated thing to sign LeBron and then trade LeBron and make it all work? Yeah, it does sound complicated. It sounds like rocket science to me. But good news. The Lakers just signed a rocket scientist.
That was well done.
Okay?
Good job.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
It's the morning show with Sedano and Cap on ESPN LA.
This is a special notice to U.S. taxpayers owing $10,000 or more to the IRS. Tax Relief Advocates is urgently notifying taxpayers that tax relief initiatives are now available that may significantly reduce or eliminate what you owe. If you're afraid of an IRS lien, levy, or wage garnishment, don't lose hope. You can now take advantage of these current relief programs to end all collections, reduce the amount you owe, and resolve your tax problem. Even if you have years of unfiled tax returns or are already in a payment plan, you may still qualify for significant relief. Struggling taxpayers can now get relief they need during these hard economic times. A hotline has been established by Tax Relief Advocates for you to call and see what you qualify for. They are A+ rated with the BBB and have over 1,000 5-star reviews. Don't wait. Call 800-575-9087, 800-575-9087. That's 800-575-9087, or simply visit tra.com.
Oh, it's Icebreakers time. Oh, right. That's right. The big voice guy.
Listen to Mason and Ireland. Weekdays noon to 3 on ESPN LA.
Exactly right. Time for Icebreakers on Mason and Ireland. Icebreakers made possible by Blue Ice Vodka. Your fit-friendly vodka. With no sugar added, 64 calories an ounce, and keto-friendly. Let's do it. Icebreakers. Presented by Blue Ice Vodka on Mason and Ireland. Take it away, producer Emily.
So here is the exact number you need, John. You need 18 points.
Okay.
So guess the first or second answer.
Yep.
If that goes past that, then the others win.
Okay.
Here we go. For 20 points, I was born in Cleveland in 1956. My mother was a Baptist minister, and I was really into magic as a child. And sorry, my father was a Baptist minister.
Born in Cleveland.
Yes. Okay.
Okay.
For 18 points is the one you need, John.
Yep.
I've never been married, and my thoughts on marriage are as such. I've never understood what the upside of marriage would be for me personally. I love being in a relationship, but marriage isn't for me. And I was the host of the pilot episodes of Deal or No Deal.
All right, I'm going to take a shot.
Okay.
I think it's one of two people. They could both be wrong. I think it's either Drew Carey or the one I'm going to guess. I think it's Arsenio Hall.
And you'd be correct.
Wow!
You win it by 1 point.
Whoa! Oh my gosh!
Oh, you got it.
Oh!
Great job, John.
Oh
Great
my
job.
God! Oh, now I know how Mason felt. Oh my God!
Wow! Fantastic.
I didn't know if easy, and I thought Drew Carey had been married, and I know Arsenio hasn't, and he's a Lakers fan. Oh my gosh. That is such a comeback.
Do you want to hear any of the rest of the hints? Sure. Okay. So, for 16 points, I've never been the host of SNL, but I've been parodied a lot on it. 14 points. Joan Rivers used to let me fill in for her as the host of the Late Show when she was off.
I think that's where I would have gotten it.
Yeah. My first role for the screen was on Soul Train. I released a comedy rap album in 1989 called Large and in Charge. I'm a former late night host, and Bill Clinton had a very famous appearance on my late night show where he played the saxophone. And then I'm in One of the Stars Coming to America, etc.
Oh,
great job, John.
Never been happier with myself than I am right now.
And you have the chance to double it up, John. And here's for Game of Games. We're tied at 5.
So and it's Andy's game.
Mm-hmm.
Or do you want to give a preview or keep it a secret? Who would be favored in your mind between Emily and me?
Probably you.
Okay. Don't tell us anymore. We'll just wait till we get to it. Icebreakers is sponsored by Blue Ice. I can't believe I pulled that off. Icebreakers sponsored by Blue Ice Vodka, America's largest potato vodka. Double gold rated, just 64 calories an ounce, and made from Idaho potatoes. Clean, smooth, no additives. Blue Ice, premium taste, and nothing extra. Will, you have to admit, you have to be impressed with that.
That was, I didn't know what to say.
That was legit amazing.
And Will has heard all of my Will's probably had to listen to more of my stories than anybody. and that's a lot of stories that he's probably heard. All right, so I wanted to get to this. Do you watch Hacks, Andy?
No.
Gene Smart Show? It's really good.
And by the way, the finale is out now. So it's all of Hacks is out, and I thought the finale was really great.
I have not watched, but it came out last night. I'm going to try and watch it tonight. I have not watched the latest episode of Friends and Neighbors. Have you?
I haven't, but I did watch the Hacks finale.
Okay. So the star of Hacks is Gene Smart.
Yeah.
And basically she's an aging actress, and her assistant is played by an actress named Hannah Einbender.
Yeah, I've heard the show's great. I want to watch it.
Hannah Einbender is the daughter of Lorraine Newman, who was on the original Saturday Night Live cast. All right, so explain what Subway Takes are, Emily.
So Subway Takes is kind of like the new version of Late Night or whatever. They do celebrity interviews. A guy hosts it, and he asks them for their hottest take and whether or not he agrees or disagrees with them, and they have to justify their take.
Okay, so here's Hannah with a Subway take.
So what's your take? If I say nice to meet you, and you say we've met, that is a violent act against me.
100% disagree.
Are you serious, brother?
Honesty is the best policy.
No. If you tell me that we've met and you remind me in this way with such a loathsome disdain, you are embarrassing us both. You are embarrassing me for not remembering you, and frankly, you're embarrassing yourself for not being memorable.
All right, this is a tough one for me. This just happened to me. So in Idaho, I have neighbors on each side of my house, and we're not up there a lot, especially me, because I never go up during the basketball season. So Lisa's met everybody, but I haven't met most of them. So I was cleaning my garage in Idaho last week, and I looked up, and there was a guy at his barbecue who I assumed was my next door neighbor. I said, "Hey, is that your place?" He goes, "Yeah." And I went, I don't know if we've met. I'm John. He goes, "Yeah, John, we met at the dock. We met at the dock last year." And I go, "Oh, tell me your name again." He goes, "Jason." I go, "Hey, Jason." You know, blah, blah. So to me, it wasn't awkward. I didn't mind that he did it. Should he have said, just played dumb and said, "Nice to meet you"?
I think it, and I think Hannah Einbender.
Hannah Einbinder.
Binder. Thank you.
Hannah. I think she nailed it when she said the disdainful tone. The tone is what I think matters. If you let somebody know that
this guy could not have been nicer.
Right. Then to me, at that point, you're just refreshing somebody's memory. You're actually helping you, John, put a face to the name and recall, oh, you know what? I remember now. We talked about blah, blah, fishing in Idaho or whatever.
Right.
Like, it actually can be an icebreaker, pun unintended, into carrying the conversation forward. The tone is what matters.
It happened to me yesterday.
What was the context?
At the event, at the event for Hershiser Chevrolet in Chino.
Yeah.
And I've done a lot of these with Legends Attic before, so it's similar people when I was on the Travis and DeMarco show. And so this guy comes up to me, and I go, he says, oh, hi. And I say, oh, nice to meet you. And he says, we've actually met before.
Did it bother you?
A little bit.
Okay, you were with Hannah.
I'm with Hannah because he kind of was like, oh, no, we've met before. And I was like, okay. He didn't even explain where we met before. I'm assuming it was at a Legends Attic event. But, like, basically I was trying to say nice to meet you to get your name again. I didn't remember his name.
Okay. Well, if I was to walk up to you and say, hey, I'm John, and you would you say, Will, or would you say, John, it's me, Will. We've met 100 times. Well, like, how would you handle it?
I'd probably remind you, or I'd say my name first. Like, oh yeah, Will, we've met at this place or whatever.
Yeah, but you're not.
Or I thought you'd have amnesia, John.
Well, yeah, but we've met 100 times. But oh, boy, this happened to me once. I was at a Laker game, and this is how I knew my life was too busy. One of my best friends in college was a guy named David Lang. He was the editor of the Daily Bruin. So I traveled for the radio station. He traveled for the Daily Bruin. We did everything together for a couple of years. Then he's from New York. He went back to New York. I came out here. I'm at a Laker game. I'm walking up to my seat, and I walk right by him. He's got a big smile on his face with his arms folded. I go, hey, how's it going? And I just keep going. And I stop. And he's just shaking his head. He goes, how busy are you? Because he was one of my best friends. That's when I knew I was spreading myself too thin.
My biggest problem, though, Emily, when you were saying that you were trying to actually get this person's name again, that's my problem. I'm great with faces, and I'm actually sometimes even good with faces recollecting where our faces met. I am god-awful with names. Horrible with names.
Here's the weird thing about me. Em, I don't know if you're like this, but I'm great with names until I had this job. Because now someone can walk, it can happen to you too, because you're in the public space. And now, Em, you are to a certain degree too. You could be walking down an aisle at the supermarket and somebody will go, hey, Andy, how's it going? And you have no idea who this person is. So what I would say if they say, hey, John, how's it going? I go, great. How are you? He goes, good. I go, have we met? Or I'll say, we've met before, or I'll make some way to make it less awkward. Or do you fake it? What do you do?
I typically,
hey Andy, I'm like one of your biggest fans. Great to see you again, man.
I was going to say, typically when this happens to me, because I do get recognized, it is usually followed with "love you on 710" or "I listen to Locked On Lakers." Like it typically I get that. As opposed to somebody...
Or I love you in The Beekeeper, Jason Statham.
Yes, happens all the time. Still, one of my favorite days ever was when somebody in a Target not only insisted that I looked like Jason Statham, they actually grabbed a Statham DVD to show me the resemblance. I was so happy.
Hey, one more thing before we get to... Oh, by the way, Sports Graffiti coming up next. If you want to open the phones, 877-710... 3776. 877-710-3776. You can talk about any of the stuff we've been talking about. Dodgers, Lakers. What do you do when somebody says, hey, we met before? Any of that stuff. 877-710-3776. If you're one of those people who says, I can never get through on Sports Graffiti, Friday is normally a pretty good day. 877-710-3776. Wanted to get this since you and I talk so much hoop. Kevin Durant is reportedly available for the right trade offer. Now, I know he's old. He's 37. Mm-hmm. But, Andy, he put up really good numbers this season. He played 78 games, averaged 26 points a game, shot 52% from the field, 41% from three, 87% from line, almost went 50-40-90. And he averaged 36 minutes a game. It was weird he got hurt in the playoffs because during the season he was pretty indestructible. If you were a GM, would you make an offer for 37-year-old Kevin Durant?
It would depend a lot on my team's culture. Like, do I have a really good culture in place with already
I think there is one team that he'd be perfect for. You want to guess?
The culture already in place.
It doesn't have as much to do with culture as that his skill set is what this team desperately needs.
Tell me.
Detroit. They need a secondary scorer to Cade Cunningham. They're already an elite defensive team. I think if you put Kevin Durant in the Tobias Harris role, they don't get knocked out of the playoffs in the second round.
They probably don't, but here's the issue, and specifically a team like the Pistons. This is what would give me pause. They're a young team that I don't know enough about them to know how much of their culture is already established. Is Cade Cunningham an established leader that people gravitate towards, whatever? You need that if you're bringing in Kevin Durant because he will provide none of it.
Correct. He does not want to be a leader. And by the way, same thing with Kawhi.
Yeah.
Kawhi is apparently out there and available. And by the way, coming up, we're going to talk a little bit more. Ramona's got an update on why there hasn't been any punishment put on the Clippers yet. And by the way, if they don't punish the Clippers, I think every team's going to flirt around with circumventing the salary cap. Why wouldn't you?
I don't know why at all.
All right, we'll get to the phones next. 877-710-3776. Still one line open. 877-710-ESPN. Andy Kamenetsky in for Mase. I'm John Ireland, Mason and Ireland, ESPN LA.
Hi, this is Sean McVay of your LA Rams. The Rams play here. KSPN, Los Angeles.
710 ESPN.
A good karma Brands radio station.
It's Bethel Duran, and you know how much I love my Toyota. And right now, the deals are sizzling at Northridge and Wondre's Toyota. Get a brand new 2026 Camry for just $389 a month for 36 months, $4,999 due at signing, or finance for just 4.99% APR for 60 months. What about a brand new Tacoma? I'm thinking of doing this. You can lease for just $279 a month for 36 months, $4,999 due at signing, or you can finance for just 2.99% APR for 48 months. In the 818, go see NorthridgeToyota.com. In the 626, WondrersToyota.com.
DeMarco and Travis have taken over Afternoon Drive. Weekdays starting at 3 p.m.
And I was gonna ask you, how are you feeling?
Pretty good.
Like, you back?
Pretty good. I am back.
Grab a beer after the show today?
No, I'm good.
Not that back.
I'm serious, man. I think I'm
did.
done. I can't even look at it.
Still.
From Don Julio? Nah, come on, man.
Don Julio's good,
now,
though.
that might be the last thing to come back. But a cold beer, that's going to come back pretty quick. Glass of wine?
It's not sounding good. That's not even
What about a nice big steak? We go to Fleming's. I can buy you that 35-ounce tomahawk ribeye thing.
With a
nice
baked potato.
Glass of wine with it.
Hey, give me the Diet Coke.
we go to Suwon. We get some Korean barbecue. You drink some soju. You're not into it?
Nah, give me the Diet Coke. I'm good for
By
a
the way,
while.
I'm not, no judgment. But I am going to keep asking.
Travis, I will show you the pictures. I was sleeping. I'm good.
Happens.
Sleeping.
It happens.
Yeah.
Afternoons with DeMarco and Travis starting at 3 p.m. on 710 ESPN. The all-new ESPN LA app. And live on YouTube.
Hey guys, if you're heading into summer without a medical emergency kit, you're taking a risk most people don't think about until it's too late. Summer colds linger and can turn into sinus infections that could last for weeks. Getting sick right before vacation can derail everything. And when you're traveling, finding a doctor and a pharmacy can be really stressful. That's why I ordered a medical emergency kit. It's like having an urgent care and a pharmacy right at home. It includes essential prescriptions like amoxicillin and generic Z-Packs to treat wide ranges of common and serious illnesses. So if you wake up sick, at home or on the road, you already have what you need. No waiting for your doctor, no hours at urgent care, no pharmacy lines, no copays. You just match your symptoms to the right prescription in your guidebook, or you call the telemedicine doctor standing by. Start on your bed sooner and feel better faster. Every home needs at least one medical emergency kit. Order yours online in minutes and it's shipped to your door. Save $45 with our promo code 710 at urgentcarekit.com/710. Promo code is 710 at urgentcarekit.com/710.
And it is 1 o'clock in the Southland on the biggest show on the radio, Mason and Ireland. And you know it's time for Sports Graffiti on Mason and Ireland. This is where you call in and talk to the fellas.
877-710-ESPN.
That's right, that number is back. It's not a mistake. Big voice guy, do it one more time.
877-710-ESPN.
You get to talk to Mason and Ireland during Sports Graffiti, and we know everybody loves Mason and Ireland.
Rick Vega, I'm the reigning champ of the Mason and Ireland Poker Invitational.
Gregory Mendez, Port Hueneme, California.
Why do you want Mason and Ireland?
Why I love them because they're there every day for me. They're consistently giving out some funny takes, being goofy, and to be honest, we need it in a time like this, so I love it.
Let's do it. Sports Graffiti time. Take it away, Mace.
All right, no Mase today. I mean, Andy Kamenetsky in for him, but every line is now jammed. And we will start with Abraham in Long Beach. Abraham, you are our leadoff hitter on Sports Graffiti. Hi.
Hello, fellas. Andy, my favorite fill-in. Nice to have you. I called the glazed Johnny eye a little bit, but it won't feel like it at the end of my call. But nice pull, Johnny. Arsenio Hall for icebreakers. It was like hitting a 40-foot hole after a birdie.
You know what it is? It's like, Abraham, it's like Wemby hitting that half-court shot the other night.
Yes, absolutely. And you would be an absolute terror on Celebrity Jeopardy. But sadly, Johnny I, 710 family loves you, but you're not famous enough.
Yeah, that is 100% true. Although I would argue that Mina's not that famous. Mina Kimes, and she just won Celebrity Jeopardy.
Yeah, I could see you on a similar level as Mina.
What do you guys remember the game Password?
Yeah.
Yes.
If you put Mason and I on Password, we would destroy
you guys are
all
incredible.
comers.
100%.
It would be. I'd feel sorry for our opponents.
Mina, by the way, is I believe hosting one of if not the big spelling bee.
So that is already decided, and that is in my fast track.
Okay, so stay tuned for that.
Yeah, she's super smart.
Here's Jay in Palm Springs. Hey, Jay, you're on Sports Graffiti. Go ahead.
Hey, John.
Yes, Jay.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Hey, listen, about the comparison between Shohei and Judge.
Right.
Michael K must be crack, and I'm a Yankees fan. And he got to take advice from Stephen A. Stay off the weed, man.
Yeah, well, I will say this: Michael is not arguing that Aaron Judge is more valuable than Shohei because Aaron Judge doesn't pitch, but he is adamantly arguing that Aaron Judge is a better hitter than Shohei Ohtani. And Emily, you think that's ridiculous?
I would just say, put Judge in a situation where he needs to hit and he doesn't. Ohtani always produces when he's needed to.
Here's Pamela in Temple City. Hey, Pamela, you're on Sports Graffiti. Go ahead.
Thank you, John. Congratulations on Icebreaker.
Thank you, Pamela. I'm feeling good about that.
And Andy, it's nice to have you. I'm a twin also, and I'm also a Trojan, so we have something in common.
There you go.
What I wanted to say is I'm a blind individual, and I have I'm the one that calls him. Steve Mason always thinks I'm a guy.
Sounds like Mase.
Anyway, yes. But I have people that will come up to me, and either they'll tap me on the shoulder, and I'm totally blind, and they'll tap me on the shoulder and stand there, wait for me to identify them, or they'll say, "Do you know who I am?" And it gets awkward because sometimes I do know, but sometimes I didn't hear clearly, and I know I guess wrong, they'll
Pamela,
be offended.
Let me ask you this: would it be obvious if I walked up to you that you're blind? Do you wear glasses?
I do.
Okay, so it would be.
Yeah, it's very obvious because I've been blind since birth, and my eyes do not focus. I was in an incubator because I was born prematurely, my twin and I, so I've never seen. So it's very obvious. Unfortunately, I mean, I wish it wasn't because people sometimes are put off by the obviousness. But what's hard is because if I guess wrong, they'll be offended, or if I
that is a really mean thing to say to somebody. Do you remember me? Do you know who I am? Because if you don't, you have nowhere to go.
Pamela, can I ask you a different question?
I'm so tired of it. Last time it happened to me, I said, "Why don't you know who you are?"
Not a bad response.
That is good.
I was just curious. As a blind person, what drew you to sports? Like as something that you were interested in? I'm assuming just because you're calling us.
This is really neat. When I was in high school, and I went to a regular high school, Temple City High School, I graduated back in 1971. But when I was in high school, I had a friend who was not blind, and she asked me if I wanted to go to see Temple City High play football. And I said, sure, and I didn't know anything yet about football. Now I'm a super Trojan fan, and I do, and Chargers. But anyway, so she took me to the game. It was my first game. We played Chino, and we beat them 40-0. She explained to me everything about football to the point. I don't know if I'd say I'm an expert, but I can keep track.
You sound pretty knowledgeable, Pamela. Have you been to USC games in person since then?
I have been to USC games. It's been a few years now because my friend that I used to go with passed away. But I got to tell you what happened there. One time after the game, one of the ushers was rocking my friend who was also blind and me to catch our ride home, and he wasn't watching me. I fell over these cones that were in the street, and at that time I had lost my job, and I didn't have insurance. So I called USC, and I explained to them what happened. I had to go to emergency because I had contusions on my elbow. They put me in a sling. And I'm telling you guys, USC could not have been more kind.
Oh, that's great to hear. Pamela, thank you very much for calling. Thank you for listening, and have a great day. It's a pleasure to hear from you. That was fun.
Yeah,
I'm glad she called. All right, so Emily says this next guy, Chris in Irvine, is a kid. Hey, Chris, you're on Sports Graffiti. How old are you?
I think I wrote KD.
Whoa, real quick.
You're not a kid. No, you're not a kid, Chris. She wrote that you wanted to talk about KD, and I read kid. My eyes may not be 100% tuned in yet. Sorry about that, Chris. Go ahead.
Thank you. I'm 70.
All right, good to know.
I go back a ways, and obviously I'm concerned about Mookie's sensitivity. I'm glad he's coming out of his slump. I hope and pray he comes out. But if he has the number 42 anywhere in his locker, he'll know what Jackie had to go through to play this game. Don't be so soft, Mookie. You're okay. We're supporting you. But don't be so soft and crumble. Just keep doing what we know you can do.
All right, thanks, Chris, for the phone call. And what he's talking about is Mookie deleted all his social media because too many people were getting on him. I think about deleting mine all the time because people are just ridiculously mean.
Social media is a cesspool.
And if I was Mookie, I would advise him to do that, to delete his social media.
Do we want to carry over for do a little sports graffiti on the other side?
Sure. Well, we'll do a double sports graffiti. If you were trying to get through before, try again now. I've got 2 lines open. Everybody that's on hold, stay there. 877-710-3776. It's Friday. Double sports graffiti coming next, ESPN LA. Oh, Emily wants me to talk about Life Source water, which I'm happy to do. My wife and I were using LA City water, and we noticed you can't really drink it. It's not great to cook with. It's not even good to shower in. All those days are over because we installed a Life Source whole house water system. So did Chris Morales. Morales and I both did this around the same time, and we now swear by this thing. With one salt-free system, we get cleaner, better-tasting water from every tap in the house. No more chlorine taste, none of that slippery, salt-softened field. And here's the best part. No maintenance. You don't have to haul heavy salt bags or swap out any filters. Life Source uses salt-free technology that helps protect your plumbing, and it's super low maintenance, no monthly upkeep. Call the Life Source Water California factory right now at 800-WATER-99 or visit lifesourcewater.com. You can get factory direct pricing and free installation for a limited time. Life Source Water. Taste and feel the difference. Warranty limitations apply. Life Source Water, lifesourcewater.com.
ESPN LA is hitting the road. Tune in Friday, June 5th to Sedano and Cap as we broadcast live from SeaWorld San Diego. We'll take a look at the all-new shark encounter that is now open, then check out Dolphin Adventures and soak in all the summer energy, including live concerts with artists like Soulja Boy and more. Don't miss Sedano and Cap Live Friday, June 5th from SeaWorld San Diego on ESPN LA. SeaWorld San Diego, open your world to something amazing.
Good Karma Brands is proud to be an equal opportunity employer, providing equal employment, development, and advancement opportunities to all teammates and applicants. To learn more about careers with us, please send an email to talentacquisition@goodkarmabrands.com. That's talentacquisition@goodkarmabrands.com.
It's DeMarco Farr and Travis Rogers for your afternoon drive.
I'm going to a house party, a friend, and the theme of the party is L.A.
DeMarco.
And I've been out of the loop for so long, I got like velour suits. I need help.
Okay,
yeah.
but why?
Okay, well, what type of pants do you like? Do you like a cargo? Do you like that? No,
I got too much booty for cargo.
So you need some nice.
You've already got cargo.
I got cargo, yeah.
DeMarco and Travis have taken over Afternoon Drive. Weekdays starting at 3 p.m. on 710 ESPN.
When you're vacationing in your RV, there are some things you can always count on. Taking the kayaks out on the lake, hot dogs on the grill, and your sister's boyfriend pulling out his acoustic guitar.
Everyone quiet! Harrison's playing. Wow, you're so good, Harrison.
With Progressive, your RV is protected 24/7, so you're prepared for whatever you don't see coming. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, not available in D.C.
In a world parched for excitement, one drink will emerge. Twisted Tea, the refreshing thrill ride of flavor. Recreating its classic role as the hard iced tea that goes down smooth. Twisted Tea doesn't just taste like real iced tea, it's made with real brewed tea and a 5% kick of alcohol. Taste the adventure with Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea. Keep it twisted.
Twisted Tea Brewing Company, Cincinnati, Ohio. Please drink responsibly.
The biggest show on the radio.
Mason, Ireland, you guys are clowns.
Screw you, Josh.
Damn.
Mason and Ireland on 710.
Mason and Ireland are clowns. That's going to be a drop for a long time.
Why not?
Back to the guys.
All right, we're going to do some more sports graffiti. First, let me remind you that Children's Hospital LA's biggest event of the year is back. Walk and Play LA brings the community together for a day supporting kids who need life-saving care. Enjoy a scenic 3K walk plus music, games, and activities for all ages. Join us Saturday, June 6th at the Santa Monica Pier. You can sign up at espnla.com. Join Team ESPNLA and use code PLAY to save $10. Visit espnla.com to learn more. Let's get back to the phones. Dexter in Vancouver. Hey, Dexter, you're on Sports Graffiti. Go ahead.
Ireland, very, very, very nice to finally talk to you on the phones. I met you a couple years ago with my two boys at Crypto. You gave them some autographs when we were talking about me being a cancer survivor, you mentioning your wife. So thank you very much for that clear memory for them.
Of course, sure.
Amazing. Okay, long-time listener, I got a take that I think it's going to frustrate some of your fans.
Yeah.
There's this mantra called defense wins championships. And I think that's a dying mantra. We're officially in the era of rule exploitation. If you look at the real winners, the ones who actually get rings, they aren't just playing better defense. They're playing the rule book like an instrument. I mean, you've got it here in L.A. Dodgers with the Ohtani contract, turning deferred money into a second roster, essentially. The Eagles with a tush push, which is just physics exploiting an outdated rule. And then you have the Thunder, who have turned flopping and foul baiting into a tactical pillar. You know, they realize if you fall down enough, the refs have to bail you out. I mean, it's not just bad basketball; it's unethical manipulation of the officiating process. And I mean, you just have to take it. It's not enjoyable, but I guess it is what it is. And I just wanted to share that with you and also say hello and have a good weekend.
Thank you for calling, Dexter. Pleasure to meet you and your family. I think that smart teams, like I always say, Andy, if you finish a game, let's say with 10 points, 10 rebounds, 10 assists, and 0 fouls, you weren't playing defense. Mm-hmm. I think the perfect way to finish a game is 10 points, 10 assists, 10 rebounds, and 4 or 5 fouls, because that means you walked right up to the limit.
I mean, the phrase, if you ain't cheating, you ain't trying, predates most of our lifetimes. Yep. That thing has been around forever. I mean, it's not like batters in the box. If a ball gets called a ball and a pitch gets called a ball and they know it's a strike, they don't tell the ump, you know what, man, you got that one wrong. That's really a strike.
Yeah. Nacho in L.A. Nacho, you're on Sports Graffiti. Go ahead.
Hey, Arlen, quick question.
Yes,
if you
sir.
weren't doing radio for the Lakers, what other team would you do radio for?
So if I couldn't do the Lakers, that's a great. I've never thought about this question just because the Laker job is the one I always wanted. For me, it would probably be the Knicks because it's a similar vibe.
Yeah.
A lot of famous people in the stands. They kind of talk of the city.
It's an event.
Right. kind of thing. So Nacho would probably be the Knicks. But I'm glad I get to do the job I get to do. Let me leave it at that.
Let's just say one question. Okay.
Yeah.
They offer you the Godfather offer, the Celtics. That's to say this was not like you could no longer work with the Lakers for some reason.
A long flight to Idaho. Back and forth.
Yeah, and the problem is I'm friends with the guy who has that job. Their play-by-play.
And yeah, let's just say that,
that play-by-play guy is fantastic. It's a guy named it's a guy named Sean Grandy. He's married to my old friend Dana Jacobson. Remember Dana from ESPN?
Yeah.
Dana and Sean are married, and Sean's actually been in that job longer than I've been in the Laker job. I will give you the Jerry West answer. I literally don't own anything green, and I'm Irish, but it's just because of the Celtics. I wore a green tie once on St. Patrick's Day. Right. To a Laker game, and Sasha Vujicic took a pair of scissors and cut it off. And since then, I've never tried to wear anything green. So I don't know if I could do it. I don't know. Dave in Lancaster. Hey, Dave, you're on Sports Graffiti. Go ahead.
Good afternoon.
Good
Happy
afternoon.
Friday. Yeah, I just wanted to bring some attention. I'm not sure if you've been catching the NHL playoffs. They've been amazing. But there's a stat out there that's just mind-boggling, and you could go down the rabbit hole, and it's crazy. And it has a name called the President's Cup Curse. Since 2013, we're going on 13 years now, that if you win this thing, it's the kiss of death. You might as well just, I don't know what it is, but for 13 years, no team in the NHL has moved on past the second round or the finals or won the cup since 2013. If you won this President's Cup, it's the kiss of death. It's crazy. My team won it back in 17-18, my Capitals.
Yeah,
and,
that is weird, though, Dave. And thank you for calling, Andy. The team that finishes with the best record hasn't won the Stanley Cup since 2013.
And the playoffs are a different animal, particularly the NHL playoffs.
The Kings won one of those. The Kings won in 12 and in 14. And one of those years, the Kings came out of the 8th spot.
Right.
They were dead last.
But I'm just saying, the NHL playoffs in particular can be super unpredictable. And a hot goalie can really affect what you do. So it kind of makes sense.
Emily, I just found the answer that I might have to give the Celtics if they offered me that job.
Boston.
Oh, yeah.
Tony in Santa Clarita. Hey, Tony, you're on Sports Graffiti. Go ahead.
Hey, Pete Carroll did the graduation speech at USC 10 days ago for the business school, and he was saying he was comparing his record of 39-3 at the Coliseum to the current team. And he was saying, change is coming. And Pete Carroll is an employee of USC again. He's a professor. So he may not become athletic director, but he's definitely going to have something to do with the football program. And the president of USC will do whatever Pete Carroll tells him. So that means that Lincoln Riley's on a very short leash right now. This could be his last season.
Well, I don't disagree with you. It could be Lincoln Riley's last season. For people who don't know, Andy went to USC. Just because if he doesn't win, I think. But my guess is Pete is in a faculty advisory role. I can't imagine Pete would come back on the sidelines after what happened with the Raiders.
No.
Right? Yeah.
I mean, Pete's at an age now where, honestly, I doubt he wants to do that. It's a lifestyle.
But if they had to replace him, I'm sure they'd ask.
Well, and the funny thing is, Andy mentioned it. He's at an age. Has Pete Carroll ever behaved his age in his entire life?
No,
though?
but he's done this long enough to realize, it is a grind.
Yeah.
You got to really want to do that in your 70s.
Yep. Here is Nick in Irvine. Hey, Nick, you're on Sports Graffiti. Go ahead. Nick,
John, always a pleasure, and your co-host is doing a great job today. Listen, I was interested in your comments about when you're witnessing greatness. I have been watching sports just a little bit longer than you, John, in LA, and it comes around very, very rarely in my lifetime. Two transcendent players came up, and it was obvious right away in the moment. And it was Magic Johnson when he was playing on Michigan State, and then he came to the Lakers and, like Moses, delivered us to the promised land his rookie year and won MVP as a rookie. Never happened before in any sport and never happened again. And the other one was Tiger Woods, also very obvious by the time he was like 16 if you were hanging around Orange County golf courses and you were hearing what was going on. So those two guys, I don't think Wemby's quite there, but he is there as an international superstar. He is so good looking. He is like Samson. He's just an unbelievable. He's French. He's so chic. He studied with Shaolin Kung Fu monks last summer, and you can see his movements on the courts even reflects that. But is he on the level of Kareem when Kareem came out of high school and then college? No, he's not. Is he going to redefine the sport a little bit like Yao Ming maybe? But is he on that level of Tiger or Magic? I don't think so. But am I rooting for him? Yes. Do I want to see him in the finals? Yes. Do I want to see them win the finals? I guess. I mean, I'm a Laker guy, but I don't have any love lost with San Antonio, to tell you the truth. But I take them over OKC, whose style of basketball. And by the way, Chet Holmgren's 7'1", everybody. So look at how tall Wemby is next to him. He's 5 inches taller. That makes him 7'6", although he claims 7'4". Love you guys.
Thank you, Nick. Appreciate the call. Let's go to Kenny in Inglewood. Hey, Kenny, you're on Sports Graffiti. Go ahead.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
I was just calling. I was going to call a few months ago just to highlight Jaime Jarrín, and ironically, you guys had him on your show that week. And I just want to say he's such a national treasure. And hearing him on the radio last night for Oral Hershiser's opening of his car dealership, and he made his call of his home run call in Spanish, just brought back so many memories. And we're lucky to have Jaime with the organization and just as a fan.
And Kenny, can I tell you something? Off the air, he's an even better guy than he is on the air. He's one of the great gentlemen who's ever had a gig in L.A. And I've always said, thank you, Kenny, for the phone call. Andy, I've always said that the legacy the greats, the Hall of Famers, have left all of us current announcers is Sam Pines, our boss, says, I only live by really one rule. I go, what's that? He goes, don't be an a-hole.
Yep.
And none of those guys had any attitude. Vin, Chick, Bob Miller, Dick Enberg, Jaime Jarrín, all those dudes carried themselves in a way they were approachable. They were nice to everybody. They made it. There was an air of civility around those guys that if you came in and started acting like you-know-what didn't stink, you would be laughed out of the room because of the legacy those guys left. And he's at the top of that list.
Adding a little
Great guy.
Adding a little bit. I've met him a couple times and agreed he is super, super nice. But adding also just to how much he's meant to Los Angeles, like Los Angeles culture beyond sports. Years ago, I used to do weekly sports segments for KPCC, Southern California Public Radio. And I was in an event that they did one night for like their mega donors and stuff like that. And one of the people that they honored at this event was Jaime Jarrín. And just like what he's meant for Southern California broadcasting, KPCC, NPR, not exactly a sports audience, but they recognized what Jaime Jarrín means to this city. And you could tell that everybody in the audience there, again, I'm guessing a lot of them, not huge sports fans, they understood what Jaime Jarrín meant.
Yeah, Emily, I can't remember if you were working with us yet, but one day he came in. And he was sitting in the other studio, and Mason and I were doing a segment on something, and he was coming up in the next segment, so he was just wasting time. And right in the middle of the segment, I go, Mace, I don't feel comfortable making Hall of Famer Jaime Jarrín listen to you and I play grab ass.
Yeah.
We got to get him in here. And he came in. So we ended up doing 2 segments with him. He's just a great dude.
But
he's 93. We had him on yesterday, and it's just like his voice is unparalleled.
And he's also opened so many doors in this industry for the Spanish-speaking audience.
You talk to guys like Beto, and they'll tell you he's been great to all them.
Yeah.
And
Beto, by the way, pays a lot of that forward as well. Like Beto will go out of his way to mentor young Hispanic, Latino broadcasters who want to enter this field. He does that all the time.
All right. Will Flores is in today for BC. And Will his normal job is he runs the board for all Laker broadcasts. So he's with Michael and I. And Will has heard Michael and I complain about something incessantly forever, and it might be getting better. they may have come up with a partial solution. I'll explain next. Andy in for Mase. I'm John Ireland, ESPN LA.
This World Cup season, the ultimate watch party experience is at Mercado Gonzalez in Costa Mesa. Catch every Mexico and USA match live, surrounded by non-stop game day energy, passionate fans, drink specials, surprise giveaways, and all the flavors that make every match unforgettable. Grab fire-grilled asada tacos, slow-braised quesadilla, fresh ceviches, warm churros, and more. Join us for every Mexico and USA match at Mercado Gonzalez in Costa Mesa, where every match tastes better.
All right, guys, real talk. Are you a crust lover or one of those crust leavers? Because I got to tell you, Pizza Hut's new crispy parm pan pizza is next level. It's the original pan crust you already love, but now they've baked Parmesan cheese right onto the edge. I'm talking crispy, golden, cheesy crunch with that soft, fluffy inside. Grab a medium, one-topping crispy parm pan for just $11.99 or go large for $3 more. Order now at pizzahut.com or on the Pizza Hut app. No one out-pizzas the Hut.
Limited time offer. Additional charges for extra cheese, toppings, and recipes.
You never know what you're going to get when you wake up with Sedano and Cap.
Is it a complicated thing to sign LeBron and then trade LeBron and make it all work? Yeah, it does sound complicated. It sounds like rocket science to me. But good news. The Lakers just signed a rocket scientist.
That was well done.
Okay?
Good job.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
It's the morning show with Sedano and Cap. Weekdays starting at 7 a.m. on ESPN LA.
Mike, in sports dynasties, they don't happen by luck. They happen with culture, coaching, and execution.
That's exactly how we run Rotolo Chevrolet, with all of those ingredients.
So how much of this is why you've been number one 14 years in a row?
When you put all those ingredients together and your processes stay in place, you're going to get great results.
And if you come to the store, you're going to find out why you're number one.
Come see what the fun is all about at Rotolo Chevrolet.
From the showroom to the service bay, everyone is at top of their game. Rotolo Chevrolet, built like a champion, driven to win. Visit RotoloChevy.com.
My name is Whitney Allen, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought we'd ever have to use life insurance, but the unexpected happened. With Ethos, signing up was fast and 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage. I'm grateful we were prepared.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/play. That's ethos.com/play.
Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Less than 4 in 10 kids aged 6 through 12 are playing sports regularly. 4 in 10 kids? Let it sink in. Just 4 in 10 kids. ESPN is building a nationwide coalition powered by Disney called Take Back Sports, with the purpose of training more coaches, expanding access, and creating community-driven sports programming that puts kids and fun first. We're working on that story. We hope you'll join us.
Visit takebacksports.org to learn more.
The OGs of LA Sports Radio.
We talked about it, about switching Mason Ireland to Ireland and Mason.
Oh, my God, that just wouldn't
And
even
Mason
sound right.
lost his mind.
Oh, yeah,
well, no, that's why I made one more dollar than he did.
He makes $1 more than me.
We negotiated that 30 years ago.
Yeah, and it's worth it every single year.
Mason and Ireland, right now.
Today is the 28th birthday of Austin Reeves.
Billy Kobe.
Who we hope will be here for years to come. He's going to opt out of his deal and become a free agent. There's some rumblings that some other teams could offer him a monster offer and make the Lakers pay him a little more. But my guess is they will re-sign Austin. It will be for a little bit less than the max, but it'll be for a deal that they both can live with so he can stay.
It better be for, frankly, a lot less than the max. His max is like
48.
248.
No, but like 48 annually. 48 million a year. I think that they come in between, like, I would think between 35 and 40 would be good.
I think,
depending on if you're going to keep LeBron.
I think Laker fans, though, just because in interacting with a lot of them, I think a lot of them like Austin as a player. They are nervous about his potential salary. I think you have to wrap your mind around the idea of Austin being anywhere from a 35 to 40, maybe even 41, 42 per year player. whether you like it or not, you're going to have to wrap your mind
I think
around it.
you know, and I think the numbers you're talking about are where everyone has to live if we're going to make this work, and I think it would work for both sides.
And just by the way, in case people wanted to know, because people were giving Austin Reeves a little crap over the playoffs for his hair, they said it was Lego hair. He got a buzz cut. I saw on his photo for his 28th birthday, which I presume is his girlfriend, that he has a buzz cut. So everybody's worried he had a buzz cut.
So maybe no headband next year. We'll see.
Oh, maybe not.
All right. So
Caruso wears one. He doesn't even have hair.
Well, and do you see why he wears it backwards?
Caruso?
Yeah.
No.
You know why?
No.
You haven't heard this?
I probably have, and I forgot.
It is a shout out to Rajon Rondo.
Oh, yes. That makes sense.
Who wore it backwards when they played together and won the title in 2020.
You know, JaVale was the person who actually got Caruso to both. Remember, for a while, Caruso needed to come home with his hair.
Yeah.
Like he was clinging to scraps, as George Costanza once said, and it was obvious
Just like LeBron.
There's some truth to that. And he needed to just lop it all off. And JaVale talked him into both lopping it off and going with the headband. And he said he had a vision of this. And then Alex Caruso became the eagle and soared like the eagle that he is.
Yeah. Another guy, impossible not to root for that dude. He's Caruso. I so wish we still had him.
Dude, Laker fans.
By the way, 5th year in a row that there are ex-Lakers in the finals. And there's going to be a few of them. Josh Hart, Alex Caruso. Is there a third?
Yeah, Jordan Clarkson.
There you go. So,
Alex Caruso has to get there. He hasn't gotten there yet.
It's not that that the Lakers aren't good at finding players. It's that they're not always great at keeping them.
Dude, Laker fans now, because of his association with Thunder, they have turned hard on Alex Caruso.
I like him. I always have.
I'm just telling you, man.
So, Will Flores is filling in for BC today. Will, on average, would you say at least once a game, Michael and I complain about how long the replays take?
Anyone that's worked on a Laker game has complained about it.
All right. Will's right. And we may be getting some help. Adam Silver was on Pat McAfee's show, and the thing I've always wondered is how come in baseball and in tennis, the replays are over in 30 seconds, but in basketball, they take 5 minutes?
Mm-hmm.
Adam Silver has noticed, as a matter of fact, he'll actually reference tennis in this clip. Help is on the way for eliminating some of these 5-minute replays. Here's Adam with Pat McAfee.
In terms of replay, I think we're going to get to the point fairly quickly where, for example, out of bounds, the very play that you were talking about.
Chet Holmgren's foot, it's a big deal.
Yeah. And I think where, just like, if you're a tennis fan and they have what they call Hawkeye, and it's like the animation, and you quickly see, where the line was and the oohs and ahs of the crowd, it touched the line or it was out of bounds. We're going to move to a system like that where that whole category of calls will be automatic, where it's going to be Laker ball, Knick ball, whatever it is, Thunder ball. Those calls will be done by an AI automated system with cameras lined around the court, and it'll take all of those so-called objective calls out of the hands of the referees. It'll be instantaneous. It'll be automatic. Just play on. Let's go. Spurs inbound. And you'll move on. You won't have to deal with challenges on those calls.
You think it'll work?
It's a start. It's definitely a start. It doesn't go all the way because there are still going to be challengeable calls that could lead to reviews that take forever, and I have thoughts on how to fix those as well. But this is a good start. If you're just talking about objective calls, yeah, let our AI overlords figure that out.
On the line, not on the line.
Yes.
Yeah.
Who touched it with their finger last?
Yes.
Yeah, I think anything that there is nothing more, and this is what Will was referencing, there's nothing more disturbing that breaks the rhythm of a game than a 5-minute replay.
Yeah.
Especially late in the fourth quarter when the games are close.
Well, taking that a step further, what I would like to see is, not the whose hand did the ball go off, but like the type of calls that require actual people. What I would like to see happen is once there's a challenge or a review or whatever, it is out of the hands of the 3 refs on the court because they've got skin in that game. There's ego, there's emotion, whatever. It goes to C Caucus, the league office. You have 30 to 60 seconds max to make your decision. period.
Yeah,
Then
I've
we move
argued
on.
that for years, and they say, no, Monty McCutcheon's told me in my face. No, the most important thing once we enact a review is getting it right, however long that takes. And I went, no, it's not. I go, Michael played in the league for 12 years without any reviews.
I mean, you're never going to get 100% of the calls right anyway.
Right. It's an entertainment product. The most important thing is keep it entertaining.
Well, you want to keep it entertaining, but also it's a futile task. You're going to miss calls. You're going to get calls that go unchallenged wrong. That's part of the game itself. All I'm saying is if you're going to bother reviewing, bring it to 3 people who have no skin in the game or however many people in the league office. Let them decide.
Another thing that happened yesterday is the new NBA anti-tanking rules were approved, which means starting next summer, the 3 worst teams actually have less of a chance to get the top pick, 5%, than the teams who finish 4th through 10th. They have an 8% chance. There's a lot of talk that this will make things worse because really bad teams have less of a chance to get better. I'm completely on the other side, Andy. I don't think you should ever be rewarded for losing on purpose. I love this. What do you think?
I like elements of it. I do think, though, that there is a reality that smaller market teams who can't, or teams that are in less desirable markets for
like
players.
Detroit.
Yeah. As an example, they need the draft. If you want to try to build up a type of team that becomes good and also helps the health of the league, the draft is imperative for them. And not all rebuilds are tank jobs. And frankly, sometimes you need to tank to get better, to become a better version of yourself.
That's what they're trying to avoid.
Well, the problem is I think the league doesn't want to be honest about why this problem exists, at least in part. Also, the league's doing, as Mike Ehrmantraut would say, half measures. If you really want to eliminate tanking, get rid of protected picks altogether.
I'm with you.
You either trade your pick or you don't trade your pick, because people focus all the time on the race to the bottom for people tanking, like teams tanking this year. Like the Pacers and the Wizards and the Jazz, did they want the number 1 overall pick? Sure. First and foremost, they were trying to keep a protected pick. That was the first thing they were trying to do.
So your throw out the protected picks makes sense.
Well,
now, you know, one thing they did that was smart, they only put this rule in for 2 years, and when the CBA comes up in 2 years, they can blow it up if it's not working. But I'll tell you all the little things I like about this. You can't have the number 1 pick 2 years in a row. You can't pick top 5 2 years in a row.
I don't like that's 3 years in a row. I don't like that, because it's one thing if you pick, say, 1st and 3rd, but if, like, say you pick 3rd and 5th, I don't know if you necessarily should be not allowed to pick 5th again.
Well, then you would hate the other rule I want to put into all of sports. If you made me czar of sports, I would put it in the charter for the big 4 sports, okay? Basketball, baseball, football, hockey. It's in the charter when you buy a team starting today. If you go 10 consecutive years without a winning season, we sell your team for fair market value. You get all the money. You get whatever it's worth, so you don't lose money on this investment. It accrued during your 10 years, but you're no longer welcome to run franchise.
Care about that. What do I care? What do I care if a team goes to a different owner?
Michael would say if he was here, you can't just take somebody's asset away. Yes, I can. It's a league.
Well, if it's in the bylaws, then yes, you can. They sign that. I would have no objection to that on principle.
By the way, I would call it the Artie Moreno rule.
Or the Donald Sterling rule.
Yeah, no kidding. Hey, reminder. Before I read this, Puka Nacua finally spoke for the first time since being charged with assault, and you'll be surprised with what he said. We'll have it for you coming up. But first, it's a Cosm Ticket Friday. Right now, call 877-710-ESPN. 877-710-3776. Caller number 7 wins a 5-pack of general admission tickets to experience Game 7 of the Western Conference Finals, Spurs at Thunder, tomorrow night. Experience every shot, block, and assist on Cosm's massive immersive displays. For more info and tickets, visit Cosm.com, only with ESPN LA. Andy in for Mase, I'm John Ireland. Mason in Ireland, ESPN LA.
Call Jacob.
Hey, it's Mase, and I'm Ireland. And John, we are friends with Jacob and Ronnie, who is like the guy if you're involved in any kind of accident. So if you get in an accident, what's your first thought? Like, what do I do? Where should I go?
Who should I talk to? This is easy. You just call Jacob. 800-345-6789.
Yeah, I mean, the car's totaled. Who do you count on? The adjuster calls. Who do you count on? When you can't work, who do you count on? When your kid is hurt, who do you count on? Count on Jacob.
Again, that number is 800-345-6789. Just put it in your phone. Once you get it in your phone, then you don't have to think if one of these things happens to you. You counted on Jacob, and it worked out great for you.
Absolutely did. 800-345-6789. That's 800-345-6789.
Accident or injury, call Jacob and Ronnie. Call Jacob 1-800-345-6789. Call Jacob.
You never know what you're going to get when you wake up with Sedano and Cap.
I'm okay being honest and not getting the adulation because generally my honesty turns out to be accuracy. So I'm okay with that.
Could you say that line again?
Generally, my honesty turns into accuracy.
Your honesty turns into accuracy.
It's the morning show with Sedano and Cap. Weekdays starting at 7 a.m. on ESPN LA.
My dad passed away unexpectedly. Of course, it was awful in every way, but we are very grateful that he had life insurance. So even after he was gone, he was still able to provide for us. And that's why I have life insurance for my family. Ethos.com. They make it fast and easy to get covered. It's 100% online. You get a quote in seconds, and you can apply in minutes. You get covered the same day.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/game. That's ethos.com/game. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required. Rates may vary.
Earn an accredited MBA in as few as 16 months for about $21K at University of Maryland Global Campus. Explore 10 specializations, including finance, HR, cyber technology, and more. Plus, showcase the value of your MBA with a comprehensive learner record and digitally demonstrate in-demand skills and credentials to employers. No application fee if you apply by June 1st. Learn more at umgc.edu. Certified to operate in Virginia by SHAP.
Mason in Ireland on 710.
I'm not that guy. I'm not that
guy.
picture-focused guy anymore. Since last night.
More of Mason in Ireland right now.
Today, it's Andy Kamenetsky in Ireland as we roll on. We got Fast Track coming up at the top of the hour. Game of Games will be a big one today. It's the last one of the month. It's Andy's game, and Emily and I are dead even. Ooh. Tied at 5 at the top. Will and whoever else we get to play in here can play spoiler. But we'll have that for you at the end of the show. There is a whole industry, Andy, you and I have talked about it in the past, of what we call crisis PR. Mm-hmm. If you step in it, what you should do and what your next move is. I always thought I'd be very good at crisis PR, and what I would say is, and Emily's heard me say this ad nauseum, if you don't tell your story, someone else will tell it for you.
Yep.
So Puka Nacua met with the media for the first time since being sued for assault this past season. This is an example of what you should say if you step in it. You could do what the Patriots did and just deny, and not do like what Bob Kraft got in trouble when Mike Vrabel got in trouble. Just avoid it altogether, deny, and hope it goes away. Or you can do what Puka did. People asked him, what has he learned this past offseason about himself and about the people around him? He is being sued for assault off the field. It's a civil case. Here's Puka.
In this offseason, I've been really grateful for the support from the organization, especially my teammates. People reaching out at different times of the offseason, just checking in. Checking in on how I'm doing, see how my family's doing with my son growing up as he is. So I'm just really grateful for the people around me and in this organization. And some of the things I feel like I've learned is it's okay to ask for support. And then to recognize the platform that I have and being a professional football player and trying to use that for the betterment of myself and for those around me and the people that have supported me.
So the thing that caught me in there, what I learned is it's okay to ask for support. People will help when given the chance. But if you say, there's no problem here, if you lie, like Mike Vrabel did and say, we were with a big group of other people, blah, 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 it all catches up for you.
Yeah.
Just say, I made a mistake. I need help. I'm getting the help I need. Thank you for asking.
And this is the first we've heard of Puka from, and when all that was happening, it was his lawyer that was speaking for him. It was not Puka talking to the New York Post, etc. about this, or TMZ.
I was refreshed by how candid he was today. And as a matter of the big question surrounding Puka, Andy, is he on the field is one of the 3 best wide receivers in the NFL. He's right there with JSN, who just got the legacy contract. Would you, if you're the Rams, be comfortable giving Puka that contract? And he was asked about that today. Here's what he says.
I'm not too sure. I know that my job is to come up here and to be with the guys and go out there and compete every single day, and that's been kind of my mindset. If I can continue to improve as a person, I know that the coaches and the people around me are helping me improve as a football player. So those are the things that I can control, and then hopefully allow those other things to handle themselves.
Are you comfortable playing in 2026 without an extension?
Yeah, I haven't really thought about it. I'm like, I enjoy playing football. It's been the biggest dream come true. So to be able to be out here and play for this organization specifically has been awesome. I couldn't imagine myself playing anywhere else, but it's been fun to go out here and be around these guys. And hopefully, yeah, like I said, I'll let all those things handle themselves.
That's how you answer that question.
Yeah.
You don't say, would you be okay playing without an extension? Not really.
Well, he's not in a place to do that right now.
Right. Well, I mean, he could. He could hold out.
But he's in a bad – what I'm saying is if he cares about public appearance.
And it appears he does.
Right.
Yeah.
He is not in the type of place right now to make those sort of demands. Like you mentioned JSN, for example, and he just got a big deal. But let's say the Seahawks didn't do that. JSN would be in much more of a position to say, well, I'm holding out for my money or whatever because he's coming off this Super Bowl, an incredible season.
And Offensive Player of the Year.
And to the best of my knowledge – has had no off-the-field issues at all. Like, there's no reason to question it.
And he's been pretty healthy.
Yeah.
Too. Like, he's played
yes.
most of the time that he's been asked to play.
The other issue at Rams camp is this elephant in the room about drafting Ty Simpson with the 13th pick. And what would Matthew Stafford think of that? Sean McVay still maintains that the reason he was so somber at the original press conference after the Simpson draft was he didn't want to be disrespectful to Matthew and say, we've got our quarterback of the future, blah, 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 when he knew Matthew Stafford was going to be his guy for the next couple of years. So Stafford talked yesterday, and he was asked, is it your job to develop your replacement, to develop Ty Simpson? This is also... If I ran a crisis PR firm, how I would tell my client to answer this question. Obviously, that can be a hot button issue.
Yeah.
They drafted his replacement. He's got to go in now and compete with the guy they took to replace him. Listen to how Stafford handles it.
I think my job, first and foremost, is to get myself and our team ready to play as best I possibly can. He's a part of that team. There's no question about it. We're in a unique position in the fact that we play the same position. I have a ton of experience, and he's just now starting his journey as an NFL player. So, listen, I know he's going to watch not only me but other guys, and Stetson, who's been around a little bit too, and really just soak up as much coaching as he possibly can. He's a guy that asks questions. I've been trying to answer those as honestly and as thoroughly as I possibly can. He's a smart kid. He's got talent, obviously. He's a high draft pick. So happy to add good players to our team. He's one of them. But my job is, go out there and get myself and our team as ready to play as I possibly can.
He just diffused any weird awkwardness about being in the quarterback room with Ty Simpson with one answer.
Yeah, that was a really good response. Also, too, I'm going to disagree with you on one part. He's not really there to compete with Ty Simpson. Like, short of Matthew Stafford just falling on his ass during training camp and Ty Simpson looking like the second coming of Matthew Stafford, he's not competing with Simpson at all.
You say
right
that
now.
But remember, the greatest quarterback of all time is Tom Brady.
Right.
Tom Brady was thrown into the fire when the highest paid quarterback in the NFL at the time, Drew Bledsoe, got hurt.
Right, but that's
and Brady played so well that they couldn't get him off the field.
Sure, but that's not at least the way I think of you're competing for the spot.
Yeah,
that's
fair.
Not competing for the spot. That's you need to be ready if Matthew Stafford gets injured. It's a big difference.
By the way, it would make even less sense if they brought back Jimmy G too, right?
Yes.
Because then Stafford's just holding a clipboard,
Oh, you mean that
Simpson?
Yes,
I think he's going to be holding a clipboard this year anyway.
Right, but would you bring back Jimmy G?
Yes.
And make Ty Simpson the 3?
Yeah. Unless you think Simpson is ready to play right now, this is a team that's looking to win it all this year.
It's a championship window.
Right. You need to have somebody like Jimmy G. He's a much better option to step in than Ty Simpson.
Let's say week 6, Matthew Stafford gets a concussion. Let's just knock on wood that doesn't happen. Week 6 he gets a concussion, and he can't play the rest of that game. Do you want Jimmy G going in there and making sure they still get a win, or do you want Ty Simpson? I'd rather have Jimmy G.
Yeah, I mean, unless Simpson is incredible in training camp, it's like, oh my God, he really is ready if needed. Jimmy G is the obvious guy you put out there.
Yeah, to me, if you bring back Jimmy G, why'd you draft Ty Simpson?
Because this is a draft for a couple years from now. It's not for they're betting on right now.
So there aren't going to be QBs in a couple of years?
Matthew Stafford, you can't count on him being there forever. And what they're betting on ultimately is their team is good enough now, or they will find ways to make it good enough now, and also Ty Simpson in 3 years. It is a bet for now and the future, but
they wouldn't be picking this high in 3 years. This is the highest pick they'll probably get.
Yes.
In the next 5 years, hopefully.
Yeah. I mean, it's a bet for now and the future. We're not going to know about Ty Simpson until 2 or 3 years from now, whether or not they were right. We're going to know about the present really soon.
Like I know that they've said this is that their ideal situation is that they don't have to see him play at all for at least a year.
Well, yeah, but in a perfect world, that's true. But how many times do we get exactly what we expect out of a football
The truth
season?
is, if Matthew Stafford gets injured, this team is screwed anyway. Like, I mean, you're not going to feel great about Jimmy G if he's your quarterback for the next, say, like you brought up week 6. If it's the next 10 games, 11 games, you're not going to feel great about it being with Jimmy G anyway.
Right. I think if Matthew Stafford goes down, the chances of them winning the Super Bowl are pretty slim.
So in that sense, it doesn't really matter.
The other thing is, I think that having basically an understudy like Ty Simpson's going to be to Matthew Stafford could pay tons of dividends.
I agree.
People forget Aaron Rodgers didn't play for a couple of years. Patrick Mahomes sat his entire first season until week 15. Right. So it could work out that way for him, too. All right. The Lakers and Toyota are celebrating 50 years of their legendary partnership. And just because Lakers aren't playing anymore, it doesn't mean Toyotas aren't on sale. They are. Your summer starts now. Kick things off by kicking up some mud in a powerful new 4Runner. They also have RAV4s, Sequoias, Grand Highlanders. All the Toyotas are on sale. And when it's time to get out to work, the Tundra and the Tacoma are ideal pickup trucks for you. Your summer starts now. 2 ways you can get a new Toyota. You can go to Toyota.com, or you can go into a Southern California Toyota dealer. Dealer inventory may vary. See your participating Toyota dealer for details. It's all part of 50 years of teamwork, innovation, and going places together. We make it easy. Toyota, let's go places. Fast Track coming up next. Emily's got some stuff for us. We'll do it next, ESPN LA.
Hey guys, it's Sedano. As a parent, I want what's best for my kids. But when hard things like divorce or neglect happen, and kids don't get the support they need, they can develop toxic stress and serious health issues. Learn how supporting your child's feelings can give them a stronger start at first5california.com.
DeMarco and Travis have taken over Afternoon Drive. Weekdays starting at 3 p.m.
So thank you. I need help on dressing, and I just wanted to tell you about that.
By the way, someone in the YouTube chat said that, you should dress like Bernie Mac from the Players Club.
With the pimp gear and the hat and the cane?
Yeah, why can't you do that?
That's too much suit for me.
You need to channel those old Tyson fight vibes.
Oh, going back in the day, the clothes we used to wear?
Yeah.
I still have those clothes.
Throw that on.
But they're out of style now. Kelly Pell and...
Look, they're old enough now that they're just about back.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, but they're old. They look old.
Yeah,
Come on,
plus
dude.
knowing him back then, who knows what kind of fluids are on there.
Take them to the dry cleaner. Just they'll crisp them up for you.
I mean, there's parts of those sweatsuits I can't wear because the crotch is worn out.
Oh, my
I have those.
I can't wear
I've gotten rid of most of them.
Some of these are sentimental, but I can't wear them out. Yeah,
That's
funny.
You know what I'm saying?
Afternoons with DeMarco and Travis starting at 3 p.m. on 710 ESPN. The all-new ESPN LA app. And live on YouTube.
Los Angeles, if you missed out on any action this past season, don't make the same mistake. Secure your spot in the Rams house for 2026. Watch every home game next year with big-time matchups against the Bills, Chiefs, Cowboys, and Packers. In addition, enjoy home playoff ticket access, interest-free monthly payment plans, and stadium event pre-sale access. Visit therams.com/2026. Again, that is therams.com/2026. Don't miss out on any of next season's action. Get your Rams season tickets today.
The home of the Lakers. And now the home of the Rich Eisen Show. Weekdays 9 a.m. to noon. KSPN Los Angeles. A Good Karma Brands radio station.
And it is 2 p.m. in the Southland on the biggest show on the radio, Mason in Ireland.
And it is time for Fast Track.
Fast Track.
The return of Fast Track, driven by our friends at Cerritos Auto Square. Why do more people buy their car at Cerritos Auto Square than from any other location in Southern California? Easy. With 24 dealerships side by side, car shoppers can find the right car at the right price at the right location. Cerritos Auto Square. Learn more at CerritosAutoSquare.com.
Time for Fast Track.
Down low is 350Q, 3.25 horsepower, 4-speed, 410 gears, 10 coats of competition orange, hand rubbed lacquer with a blue plain manifold, full race cams.
Fast Track on Mason in Ireland.
Time for Fast Track. Take it away, Mace.
All right, no Mase today. Andy Kamenetsky in for him. Emily, what do you got?
I'm going to paint a picture for you. So it's 3 days ago. The Brewers are playing the Cardinals. It's the top of the 8th. There are 2 men on, but there's 2 outs, okay? So it's a full count. And Abner Uribe is the pitcher for the Brewers, the relief pitcher.
Okay.
And he throws a strike, and it's just at the corner of the box. And he believes that it's a strike, so he does a celebration in which he crosses both his hands in front of him and basically humps the air.
Right.
In the direction
to his junk.
Yes,
Yeah.
in the direction of the Cardinals dugout and the hitter he just struck out. What's funny though is the hitter challenges it immediately, and it is just on the corner. So it might have been a walk that would have loaded the bases, and it would have been very.
So was it a strike
funny.
or no?
It was a strike, but it
Okay.
could have been funny if it wasn't. So this just came in about an hour ago, though. That Milwaukee Brewers reliever, this is from Jeff Passan, Abner Uribe, was suspended for 1 game by Major League Baseball for crotch chopping towards St. Louis Cardinals dugout following a strikeout earlier this week. Uribe, is appealing the decision. If you were on the board, the jury, hearing this decision, the appeal, would you allow him to play in the next game or not?
He's a relief pitcher, right?
That is correct.
I would allow him to play in the next game, Andy. This sounds like a fine, not a suspension to me. What do you think?
I would absolutely let him play on just crotch chopping is such a stupid thing. I refuse to allow a guy to miss a game for something that dumb sounding.
It just seems overly restrictive. I mean, so he made a mistake. Find the guy.
Think of the children, John.
Yeah, find the guy.
Does baseball have a humping problem? Because we had the Giants in the outfield doing the hump celebration.
Maybe.
Then we have Uribe doing it towards
Where
the
are
Cardinals.
you for First Take, Em? They need you for these topics.
My good friend actually is the lower third graphics producer for these shows, and so he types up these things. So I'm going to suggest to him that if baseball has a humping problem.
I once heard speaking of the lower third graphic guy, so I once heard a great explanation about the crawl on the bottom of the screen on ESPN TV. So Mason and I, when Pat Hayden was the athletic director at USC, he hired his friend John McKay to be his number 2. Mm-hmm. And Mason and I were friends with McKay. We've lost touch with him over the years. He's a great guy. And we called him and I said, so you're number 2 to Pat's AD. What is the job of the number 2? He goes, let me explain it to you this way. You know that ticker that's along the bottom of the screen? He goes, yeah. He goes, my job is to keep us off that ticker. If we're showing up on that ticker, I did something wrong. So I'm in charge of keeping us off the bottom lower third ticker, and it always works.
That's probably true, actually.
All right, Em, what's next?
So this is a story you've been interested in for the past week or so I wanted to do it here. But there's a musical biopic about Billy Joel that's in production. It's going to be called Billy and Me, but it has not been approved by Billy Joel. It is not sponsored by Billy Joel. He does not want to be a part of it at all. And it's about kind of his pre-fame life a little bit is what I've looked up a little bit. So is it making it more interesting or less interesting if he is not signed on? When would you watch?
No, it's way less interesting. The main thing is, Andy, they don't get the music.
Right.
If you don't have Billy Joel's music, even from his early years, how do you do a movie about Billy Joel?
Well, I mean, I would assume that the way they're doing this, and correct me if I'm wrong, Em, but I think this is actually the focus. They're looking at the early period of Billy Joel's career.
Yeah, pre-fame.
Right, pre-fame, as opposed to going from like.
But do they have the rights to any of that music? It doesn't sound like it.
I think in that case, it may not matter as much because it's going to be a lot of stuff that fans don't know anyway. The closest equivalent I can think of this is about maybe 15 years ago. There was a movie, it's called Jimmy, All Is By My Side, that starred Andre 3000 as Jimi Hendrix.
Mm-hmm.
Very early part of Hendrix's career, and they did not have the music rights for it, and they found workarounds or, have Andre 3000
Was it any
perform
good?
it. I've honestly not seen it.
Oh, okay.
So probably not.
I think it's a double-edged sword. If you're going because you want a musical jukebox bio, stay away. You're going to hate this. If you're going because you might want a more unvarnished look at Billy Joel, then it could be more interesting because you don't have the Billy Joel estate getting in the way of things.
Because this is apparently from the perspective of Joel's former drummer, John Small, and his first manager, Erwin Mazer. Is that how you say his name? But so somebody looking at Joel. But, for example, that Tiger doc that HBO did that Tiger didn't sit for is probably the best Tiger doc there's been. Because he didn't sit for it.
The HBO doc on Billy Joel was fantastic and answered I'm a huge Billy Joel fan and answered any questions I have about him. I think if this was a movie unauthorized by Joel without any of his music, I would probably stay away, if that's your question. I don't think I would watch anything. You're right, Andy. Unauthorized stuff can be good. I'm a big Sinatra guy, and he always complains about that Kitty Kelly book. Well, it's great.
Here's the one
I remember one time we had Al Franken in studio. Mm-hmm. And I was telling him how much I enjoyed Bob Woodward's book on John Belushi, Wired.
Yeah.
And Al took my head off.
Yeah.
He goes, really? Because I thought he made up a bunch of crap about one of my best friends and profited off of it.
Yeah.
And I went, I actually liked Belushi more after I read the book.
Well, the book
but he didn't like it.
I remember when the book came out, it was super controversial for exactly what Al Franken didn't like about it. I will say one last thing about this approach to the Billy Joel movie. You will probably learn more about Billy Joel that you didn't know just because it's focusing on a period that people know the least about. The authorized biopic will probably be just sort of retellings of things you already knew.
Hey, do you know who Sebastian Maniscalco is? Is that, am I saying his name right? He's a comedian.
I have no idea.
I know him because also Marcelo Hernandez does.
Okay, the guy on ESPN right now who's doing this report from Giants camp looks exactly like him.
I could definitely see it.
So much so that I'm expecting this guy to break out in stand-up. That is weird. All right, Freeway Series is coming. Join Greg Bergman at Clearman's Galley in San Gabriel for a Blue Review watch party on Sunday, June 7th at 1 o'clock as the Boys in Blue take on the Angels. Our friends from Milagro Tequila will be pouring their signature freshest margarita straight from the Margarita Mobile. They have a thing called a Margarita Mobile. Why not? Come hang with Bergman and resident Angel fan Sam Patesh, for ice-cold margaritas, giveaways, and plenty of baseball bragging rights during the Freeway Series. That's Sunday, June 7th at Clearman's Galley. You know what Clearman's Galley is famous for, Andy, right?
Clearman's Galley? Oh, is that where Mase had his 9 martinis or whatever? And
got so drunk he couldn't do the show.
Yep.
And so that's not good. All right. So before we get to more Fast Track, Mark Cuban was on a podcast yesterday and said something interesting about current owners. That Mark says when he owned the Mavericks, all the owners were rich guys, but they were super passionate about basketball. But he says now it's all going to hedge fund guys, and all they care about is making a profit. Here's exactly what Mark Cuban said.
Yeah, it's totally different. I remember when I came in and I was the young guy and all the old school owners just hated my ass. There was one guy, the guy who owned the Pistons, I think it was. I had gotten fined already a couple times. I hadn't even owned the team 6 months. I stood up at the board meeting and he was, shut your mother up until you have done something in this league. And then I started to respond to him and I called him by the wrong name and David Stern had to step in. It was just a different vibe. And then as those guys got out, then people came in, they were more like me. They loved the game. They played some. They were more vocal, more connected to the players. Now it's PE guys and it's run much more like a business than as a passion. And that doesn't apply to everybody. There are certainly exceptions. It just changed completely.
All right, so when he says PE guys, he's talking about private equity guys that they mostly run. Like Mark Walter is a private equity guy.
Yeah.
I actually disagree with Mark here. I think some of these private equity guys are just as passionate as he was. Like Steve Ballmer lives and dies with all these Clipper games, regardless of, like, he's got more money than he'll ever need. but you see him living and dying with every call at the end of a Clipper game. You can be over the top successful financially and still have passion for what you're doing.
I think it's on a case-by-case basis, because I think back in the day, you also would have found in Mark Cuban's day plenty of owners who did not give a crap about the basketball. They were only in it for the money. One of them shared a building with the Lakers for many, many years.
Yeah.
You can find examples now of...
You can also have super passionate people that aren't very good at running an organization.
Yeah.
Take, I don't know, for the NFL, Jerry Jones.
Yeah, I mean, I think this can run the gamut. What I do think is interesting, though, about like the hedge fund people being in there and a lot of the data-driven background people being in there, they made a bunch of money, they bought teams. That's coincided with a lot of the analytics movement, like in sports, not just in the NBA, just in sports. And on one hand, it is all really useful information, and I get it all, and I get why it's useful. On the other hand, sports are supposed to be random. Like, that's actually part of the fun of sports, is the lack of predictability and the search for efficiency in everything. Again, on one hand, I understand why you look for it, particularly people in that type of background, like all business or data or whatever.
Right.
But it does remove, I think, some of just the inherent fun of sports, which is just the chaos.
Well, it does lead to stupid decisions. Like Patrick Dumont, who now owns, he's a casino mogul, who now owns the Mavericks. If Mark Cuban running the Mavericks, there's no way Luka gets traded. None.
Yeah.
Zero. As soon as Patrick Dumont got a hold of the team, then a rogue guy like Nico Harrison came in and just blew up the whole team.
Yeah, well, he didn't care about basketball. He looked at it as an investment.
Right. But if you look at like Matt Ishbia in Phoenix, you may not agree with the decision he makes, but he's super into it.
Oh, yeah.
Joe Lacob in with the Warriors, a private equity guy, super into it.
Again, I think it runs the gamut.
Yeah. So it depends on where you are, but I don't think it's fair to say, well, all the owners now are private equity guys who don't care about winning. A lot of them do care.
It is increasingly fair, though, to say all of them are private equity guys.
Right.
That part is actually becoming accurate.
I'm trying to think of one who isn't. I guess James Dolan is a little bit, he's just like a second-generation rich guy.
The DeVos family with the Magic, they're not.
They own Amway. And
right.
the owners of the Heat own Carnival Cruise Lines. So even if they're not private equity guys, they are business moguls who own a great deal of money and all that good stuff. All right, more Fast Track. Coming up next, Mason and Ireland, Andy and Mase. By the way, at the bottom of the hour, Ben Lyons, who many of you know if you've listened to the station for a while, is the world's biggest New York Knicks fan. My guess is he has not slept since the Knicks made their way to the finals. I mean, this is a guy that ever since I've known Ben for 30 years, every one of his, when you call him on his phone, he ends every message with, "Go Knicks." So does his sister Hannah, who's not even a sports fan.
Really?
She ends every,
the chef?
The chef ends every message with, "Go Knicks."
I didn't know that.
Like when she used to run a restaurant called St. Anselm in Brooklyn. And I would call her and say, "Hey, can you get me in on Tuesday night?" She goes, "John, Hannah, I'm calling back. It's 7:30. You're in at 7:30. Reservation for 4. Go Knicks." Hang up.
I'm looking right now at Ben's Twitter bio.
Yeah.
Storyteller plus producer. Go Knicks, go Liberty, go Blue.
There you go.
Yeah.
Ben will join us at 2:30 to talk about the Knicks. Mason and Ireland. Andy in for Mase, ESPN LA.
It is Fast Track on Mason and Ireland on 710 ESPN, the all-new ESPN LA app, and always on YouTube at ESPN Los Angeles, driven by Cerritos Auto Square.
And it is time for Fast Track.
Fast Track.
Why do more people buy their car at Cerritos Auto Square than from any other location in Southern California? Easy. With 24 dealerships side by side, car shoppers can find the right car at the right price at the right location. Cerritos Auto Square. Learn more at CerritosAutoSquare.com.
Time for Fast Track.
More Fast Track next.
Avoid the rush by voting early. You can visit any vote center daily from 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. Visit plan.lavote.gov to find one near you. Don't wait. Brought to you by the Los Angeles County Registrar.
Hey guys, it's Sedano. Next time you're at my home away from home, LAX, look up. You'll see the future of travel in action. It's the all-electric Skylink train. It's now testing, and trust me, this is a game changer. What does it take to build a champion? It takes round-the-clock preparation. And soon, Skylink will connect you to the airport terminals, the new rental car center, and LA Metro. From practice to prime time, the LAX Skylink. Fast, free, and built for LA. In testing now to help you skip the traffic later.
Introducing our new Chili Crisp Dumplings. A spicy twist on a Waba favorite. Bold, crunchy, and tossed and fiery. Chili Crisp. That's our new Chili Crisp Dumplings. Get them today, only at Waba Grill. It's for you.
DeMarco and Travis have taken over Afternoon Drive. Weekdays starting at 3 p.m.
Is my scalp still crispy? Like kind
No,
of pink
you do.
and red?
A little bit. Look all right.
It is a little red.
Good Lord,
Now
Travis.
you can see it.
You look like a turkey.
Dude, I burned the you-know-what out of my scalp. I didn't realize that the top of my head could get as burned as it is. Like, washing my hair and combing my hair, it's agonizing.
I said you put a hat on, but the hat probably is going to irritate the thing, right?
I should have had a hat on when I was outside.
You got to wear a hat now, bro.
So I'm like, I'm going to jump in the shower. That water hit my head.
Oh, God.
Man.
That's painful.
See, back in the day, turf burns.
Oh,
on that ass. Oh, my God. Showers were the worst, but I feel you. See, Laura, this is what I mean. I am not interested in direct sunlight. For that right there.
You're not wrong.
Put something over me.
Afternoons with DeMarco and Travis starting at 3 p.m. on 710 ESPN. The all-new ESPN LA app. And live on YouTube.
This World Cup season, the ultimate watch party experience is at Mercado Gonzalez in Costa Mesa. Catch every Mexico and USA match live, surrounded by non-stop game day energy, passionate fans, drink specials, surprise giveaways, and all the flavors that make every match unforgettable. Grab fire-grilled asada tacos, slow-braised quesadilla, fresh ceviches, warm churros, and more. Join us for every Mexico and USA match at Mercado Gonzalez in Costa Mesa, where every match tastes better.
Cashback is not available on gas in New Jersey and Wisconsin. Hey, good morning. You're heading to the airport, right?
Yep, thanks for checking. I like the car. How long have you been a rideshare driver?
About 3 years now. I really enjoy it.
Isn't it hard to make money these days with the price of gas being so high?
Not for me. I use Upside, the free app that gives you cash back for every gallon of gas you buy.
Wait a minute. Are you saying you actually get real money back when you get gas with the Upside app?
Yep, I get real cash back every time I get gas.
Does that actually add up to anything?
I'll make around $200 to $300.
Wow, that's serious extra cash. I'm downloading the Upside app now.
Download the free Upside app now to earn real cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code VAN for an extra 25 cents a gallon bonus on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank account, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code VAN for a 25 cents a gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code VAN.
Fast Track.
And it is Fast Track on 710 ESPN. Mason and Ireland on the all-new ESPN LA app, 7:10 a.m. and always on YouTube at ESPN Los Angeles. Fast Track now back in the 2 p.m. hour on Mason and Ireland, driven by Cerritos Auto Square. Why do more people buy their car at Cerritos Auto Square than from any other location in Southern California? Easy. With 24 dealerships side by side, car shoppers can find the right car at the right price at the right location. Cerritos Auto Square. Learn more at CerritosAutoSquare.com. Once again, back to Fast Track and back to Mason and Ireland on 710.
Zoom, Em. What do you got?
All right. So you talk a lot about recognizing greatness when you get the chance to when we're on sports radio. Well, I would like to recognize greatness that happened yesterday.
Okay.
Shrey Perrick, a local kid from Rancho Cucamonga, 14 years old, won Scripps National Spelling Bee. It went to a spell-off where they try to spell as many words as they can in a 90-second span.
Okay.
He spelled 32 words correctly. I'm going to play it for you here and just witness his amazing feat. Here is him in the spell-off. You got it, Wilbert?
So your first word is Taroni.
T-O-R-O-N-E.
Enthymeme.
E-N-T-H-Y-M-E-M-E.
Iguape.
I-G-U-A-P-E.
Denebola.
D-N-E-B-O-L-A.
Fe-do-do.
F-A-S-D-O-D-O.
Coathai.
C-Y-W-Y-D-D-A-U.
Pohutakawa.
P-O-H-U-T-U-K-A-W-A.
Monadnock.
M-O-N-A-D-N-O-C-K.
Emut.
E-M-U-T.
Nanofossil.
N-A-N-O-F-O-S-S-I-L.
Tongkang.
T-O-N-G-K-N-G.
Nakatosh.
N-A-T-C-H-I-T-O-C-H-E-S.
Fla.
F-L-A-I-T-H.
Semele.
S-E-M-E-L-E.
Russell.
R-U-S-E-L-L.
Solder.
S-A
It's a lot of this, and you can go watch that clip of it if you want to. One, your guy doing the announcing could screw you over because he's not saying it fast enough. But it came down to the last second. How incredible is this kid?
Is that kid on 1.5 speed? Like, I've never heard anybody talk that fast.
That is real speed.
Wow.
Yeah, I think it's amazing.
It was great.
Did you guys ever do spelling bees as a kid?
Yeah.
I always wanted to win. My mom won her school spelling bee, but I got out on the word, I believe it was rupiculus. I couldn't spell that one right. Yeah.
What?
Rupiculus?
Yes.
Do you know how to spell it now?
Like RUPICO. The C. I can't.
Sounds like something out of Harry Potter. Rupiculus?
Yes. Rupiculus was a real word, and I missed it.
I once got eliminated from a spelling bee by being unable to spell the word sesquipedalious. Have you ever heard that word?
No.
Sesquipedalious is someone who uses, for no apparent reason, an unusually large amount of long words. So I am sesquipedalious, and I couldn't spell it.
Rupiculus is an adjective that refers to animals or plants that inhabit, grow, or live among rocks.
Oh, so living under a rock.
Yeah.
There you go.
There you go.
The simple way of putting it. All right, what's next, Em?
What's next is the French Open is going on at Roland Garros, and it has been shockingly, the men's side at least, has been shockingly depleted of the biggest stars.
I just heard about this.
So Carlos Alcaraz is not participating. He has a wrist injury, so he didn't ever go to the French Open. And then yesterday, one of the biggest upsets in tennis history, Sinner, I think, was like minus 10,000 to win.
He got hurt.
He got eliminated because he had to retire due to the heat. He was cramping all over his body, so he was out of that match.
They actually gave him more time than you should be allowed to be given. They did everything they could to keep him in, but he couldn't hack it.
Yeah, the heat's incredible there today. And then today, Novak Djokovic was eliminated, and during his match, you know how they have the cameras up close onto their benches where they're in between and they're packing up ready to go? So the camera guy was all up in Djokovic's face, and he says, "Can you be more in my face? For goodness sakes, make some space," to the cameraman. So do you think it's a little mean that we get all in the face of the losers when they lose something that important? Or is it just what we want to see as sports fans?
I think that if you are playing on the biggest stage, like let's say you're in the Olympics, or if you're in the NBA Finals, you have to realize that it's a televised event, that it's going to televise you win, lose, or draw, and just put up with it. And once you react to it, and Djokovic has been around forever, but once you react to it, then your opponent knows it's in your head.
Yeah, I mean, I've always felt like it is what fans want to see. It is part of that emotional drama, win or lose. I've always had a lot of, empathy for athletes in that position of losing on such magnitude, but also having to share their thoughts on it so quickly. Like, I've always felt like there should be more time. Like, I get from the perspective of the people covering this stuff, you only have so much time. It's often late. You want to move on to the next thing. It is legitimately hard for a lot of these athletes to summarize how they're feeling 20 minutes, 15 minutes on the heels of such a massive disappointment.
Right. But it's part of what you signed up for.
It is. Absolutely.
I always think it's a little odd when they interview the jockeys that just won at a horse race, like literally right after they cross the line, and the reporters are on horseback too, and the jockeys like so out of breath. Same for swimmers. It's like we can't even hear you talk because you just got out of the water and you're out of breath. Let's give them a second to catch their breath.
Yeah, I think though that. And I always make this when Mase is here. I give this speech a lot. Sports at its highest form is a TV show. Mm-hmm. That's why we all get paid what we get paid. That's why we make the most money, and you have to be a willing participant in that TV show, whether or not you win or lose.
Oh, everybody knows what they signed up for. I'm just saying I have empathy for them, even recognizing you got to be a professional. This is part of the gig.
Top athletes, big moments, one night. The OC Sports Awards, hosted by Travis Rogers, June 18th at Angel Stadium. Celebrate greatness and be part of one of Orange County's premier sports nights. Get your tickets now at theocsportsawards.org. All right. before we bring Ben Lyons in here, Andy, one of the things that I have been very surprised, and I love the NBA. I get to work in the NBA. It's a great gig. I'm a big Adam Silver fan. One of the things I am legitimately surprised by is how they've handled this Steve Ballmer Clippers aspiration scandal. Pablo Torre, if you watch, Pablo Torre finds out, has got them dead to rights. I've watched all 9 of his episodes about this, and any person with a brain can only come to the conclusion that they circumvented the salary cap.
By the way, I did not need all of those installments to know that. The minute this story broke, there was no plausible explanation other than circumventing
they
salary
got caught.
cap.
They cheated. And
nothing else makes sense.
Right. And yet, this broke before the season started. The All-Star game was at the Intuit Dome, and the NBA will only say, our investigation is ongoing, our investigation is ongoing. Well, now, Andy, here comes the draft this month, in less than a month. Still no penalty. Ramona was on SportsCenter this morning with the latest. Was it last night?
No, with Eisen.
Oh, with Rich Eisen. And here's what she says is the latest on the Steve Ballmer aspiration scandal.
There's an investigation going on, but they're not going to drop the results of this in the middle of the NBA playoffs. Like, that's such a huge distraction for the rest of the league. I think when nothing came out before the end of the season, I was like, okay, we'll talk to you in August, July, August, whatever it is. And who knows, maybe they'll take even longer, but I don't think we see anything. It just wouldn't make sense from a health of the league standpoint. Plus, there's a whole process that you have to go through. Like, I know that they've done interviews with most of the principals by now. My question, and from what I can gather, I think it started with aspiration, but I think the questions have expanded into a lot of other things. That'll be interesting to see how far back they go. I know they did one investigation back in 2019. They closed that, but they said if any new evidence comes up. So I think they're just digging and digging and digging.
All right, Andy. To me, doing nothing is doing something. It's telling all the other teams, hey, we can get away with this.
Well, they have not officially done nothing yet until it's closed. I agree with Ramona. You do not want to drop this during the NBA Finals. Like, that's bad management. You've gone this far. You can hold off another couple weeks if you've gone this far.
Well, she's talking about August. She was talking about a couple more months, so their draft is unaffected?
At some point, you need – I'll tell you one reason that
I think they have the 6th pick in the draft.
Well, I was going to say one of the reasons that you need to actually do this, I think, before the draft is if teams are going to be looking to trade with the Clippers, or maybe the Clippers are looking to trade Kawhi, you need to know if he's going to be suspended.
Right.
Like,
completely agree with you.
And also, too, like, the longer they go, the more they put themselves, I think, on the hook to punish Kawhi. Because at this point, there's been all these installments by Pablo Torre who won a freaking Pulitzer for this stuff. The longer you go, the more it looks like you are trying to find the out to not punish Steve Ballmer. Because I heard other parts of it we didn't play where Ramona's talking about this. She's like, there's still people that are looking to interview, lawyers get in the way. They get in the way of interviewing somebody. At some point, you say, you have until X day to do your interview.
Right.
Or we're moving on without this. Like, you need to control the situation. And the longer they go, I think the more they actually put an onus on themselves to punish the Clippers. Because then it looks like they're actually trying to find the way out.
And Kawhi had an all-NBA caliber season. He was really good this year. If they are going to trade him, you're right. You can't trade for – what if they suspend him for a year?
Right.
I don't think they will. But what if they do?
Or what if they void his contract? Like, if they're going to void his contract, then you don't want to trade for him now. You want to trade for him post-voided contract when he's inevitably going to cost way less.
In my life, Andy, I've always found that for the most part, there are exceptions, but for the most part, doing nothing is not smart.
I agree.
I have a good friend at the Lakers, and we argue about this all the time. And my friend's position is, no matter what somebody steps in, if you don't give the story any oxygen, it will go away. My position has always been the opposite. If I step in it, I want to get my story out. I want to get it out first, and I want me to tell my story. And my friend at the Lakers is adamant that I have this wrong.
It depends honestly on who stepped in what.
Yeah.
Because not all stepped in.
But I'm telling you, his position is absolute.
I think your friend can be right because we've seen there's a lot of scandal that people look past. Like
right.
Sports, politics, entertainment, culture, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And we as a society have an attention span of roughly 20 seconds.
That's his point. That something else will knock you off the front page. And by the way, I'm almost positive this was the advice that people gave. We were talking about crisis PR earlier in the show. This is the advice people gave to Mike Vrabel and Diana Rossini. Don't comment on it. Don't give it any oxygen. Just do nothing, and it will go away. How's that working out?
Well, again, it depends on what you stepped in.
Right.
Who did it, what the story is. Like, this is salacious gossip. Also, too, if you are caught in photo evidence, that changes a lot of, I mean, I'm being serious. That changes a lot of this.
Yep.
Not all step-in situations are created equally.
All right, coming up next, I want you to think about a friend you may or may not have that is, for whatever reason, incredibly nervous, off their game, out of whack, out of sorts, don't know how to handle it, in stress mode. You will meet my friend who has been a lifetime New York Knicks fan and has no idea what to do with himself next. Mason in Ireland, Andy Kamenetsky in for Mase, ESPN LA.
It's Beth Duran, and you know how much I love my Toyota. And right now, the deals are sizzling at Northridge and Wondre's Toyota. Get a brand new 2026 Camry for just $389 a month for 36 months, $4,999 due at signing or finance for just 4.99% APR for 60 months. What about a brand new Tacoma? I'm thinking of doing this. You can lease for just $279 a month for 36 months, $4,999 due at signing, or you can finance for just 2.99% APR for 48 months. In the 818, go see NorthridgeToyota.com. In the 626, Wondre'sToyota.com.
Call Jacob. Hey, it's Mase.
And I'm Ireland.
You already know how to count. You already know who to call. Simple counting pattern that lands on Jacob every time. 800-345-6789.
So basically, if you can count to 9, you can count on Jacob. 800-345-6789.
Accident or injury, call Jacob and Ronnie. Call Jacob. 1-800-345-6789. Call Jacob.
It's DeMarco Farr and Travis Rogers for your afternoon drive.
That thing where you've listened to a song forever, thank you. And there may be a lyric that you just don't know what the singer said, but you just kind of go with it anyway. Mm-hmm. There was an old Kiss song called I Love It Loud. Stand up, you don't have to be afraid, right? I didn't know what the hell Gene Simmons was saying, so I was just, stand up, hama-nama-nee-ma-nee.
DeMarco and Travis have taken over Afternoon Drive. Weekdays starting at 3 p.m. on 710 ESPN.
I'm a health assistant. I work in public education.
I'm a contractor.
I have 3 jobs. I work 6 days a week.
It is very expensive to live in California.
Healthcare is unaffordable. Utilities are skyrocketing.
Tom has been fighting for Californians for years.
Tom Steyer helped get free school lunches for children.
Tom took on big oil, big tobacco, big corporations.
When Tom is governor, he'll fight for us, not them.
Tom wants to cut utility rates by 25%.
Deliver single-payer, guaranteed health care.
Take on the big corporations and make California affordable.
Javier Becerra has taken thousands from big oil.
With Becerra, it's not going to get better for working people.
Tom can't be bought.
That's why working Californians like me are getting behind Tom Steyer.
Together, we can beat the special interests.
I can't do it by myself. I need you guys to be with me, and we need to do this together.
Vote Tom Steyer for governor, June 2nd.
Ad paid for by Steyer for Governor 2026.
With Progressive Customer Service, there are lots of ways to connect with us, so you never have to miss a second of your favorite sport. Because you'd much rather watch a ball go through a net 124 times in 48 minutes when you don't really have to pay attention until the last 2, and then somehow those 2 minutes will take an hour. You don't want to miss all that. Luckily, you can chat with Progressive on our app, online, or over the phone without missing a single one of those times the ball goes through the metal circle. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates and other insurers, not available in all states or situations.
Evan Cohen here. In life, as in sports, the pros make it look easy. That's why pro golfers like Jason Day, Ben Griffin, and Patton Kazire trust the pros in lawn care. True Green. They have the experience and expertise to give you a lawn worthy of the PGA Tour. And since True Green does the work for you, you get more free time, or more tee times. So stop stressing over your lawn and start loving it. Sign up now at TrueGreen.com because nobody makes it easier to get a golf course quality lawn than True Green, the official lawn care treatment provider of the PGA Tour.
Mason, Ireland, on 710 ESPN.
Shohei Ohtani and I have something in common.
No, you don't.
Yes, we do.
I don't believe it.
We do.
Does he call in sick a lot?
No.
Okay.
Right now, more of Mason and Ireland on 710.
All right. Mason and Ireland, Andy Kamenetsky's in for Mase. And you guys probably all have a friend that is out of his mind when it comes to sports. Like, his mood is set. His or her mood is set by how their favorite sports team does. In my life, that's my friend Ben Lyons. I have never met anyone who lives and dies more with the Knicks than Ben does. And so we've been texting each other this week, and I can just tell he has flown off the handle. He has no idea what to do with himself. And when that happens, we put him on the radio. Ladies and gentlemen, Ben Lyons. How are you holding up? Are you sleeping through the night?
John, Andy, Greater Southern California, from Calabasas to Covina, the New York Knicks are in the NBA Finals. Turn your radios up. Whittier, Beverly Hills, Santa Barbara, ESPN Los Angeles, your official home of the New York Knicks in the NBA Finals.
Did you
I've been waiting my whole life to say that.
I know
John,
you have.
On ESPN LA. Let's go, Knicks.
Oh, God, this is so great. How did you honestly believe, be honest, did you honestly believe this day would ever come in your lifetime?
Of course not, John. I was on the radio in Los Angeles talking about Earl Clark and Sasha Vujacic and talking about Jose Calderon. John, I stood at a urinal at LAX and listened to you call a Jose Calderon game winner on a Sunday night. I was there for Travis Knight, Meta World Peace, Derek Fisher. I am not talking about Lakers. I'm talking the Knicks right now, okay? This has been a lifelong – I mean, Andy, your brother reminds me of a young Brian Quinnett, second-round draft pick who played in the early 90s. Like, this is for everybody. Everybody's welcome. Jeremy Lin, you're welcome. Oh, this is the best, John. And, of course, I didn't think this would happen. I had dreams of Benno Udrich one day becoming the point guard we all thought he might be.
Okay.
This is amazing, John. What's up, Andy? I haven't talked to you in a long time. What's up, Andy? The Knicks are in the finals.
I know, dude, this is how I know the Knicks are in the finals, by the way. And you're right. We have not, it's been too long since we last talked. And I've also noticed you've been largely over the last few years quieter on Twitter. Like, your social media presence has been smaller, other than maybe promoting like a radio show you happen to be doing or whatever. Over May, I'm looking at your Twitter feed right now, and it's just a string of Knicks tweets.
God bless
like,
you.
You've been more active in the last month on Twitter than like the last 3 years combined.
You know what? All is forgiven. I know people have problems with who's behind Twitter, who's running the show, who's calling the shots. We're getting the word out there that the Knicks are in the finals, okay?
All right.
It doesn't matter right now because the play's been so historic. No, guys, jokes aside. It's strange enough that the New York Knicks are playing and it's June and it's humid where I live right now. Like, that doesn't make sense, right? But, like, these games aren't even real games. Jalen Brunson hasn't played one fourth quarter in any of the elimination games. They're winning at a video game pace. Shaq and Kenny are doing the chorus line at halftime. They're not even, like, real games. I don't know what to make of all that, let alone the fact that it's been – you know, guys, I remember meeting Cle Anthony early at LA Live and thinking, this is it.
I actually remember when you met Cle Anthony. What was his name again?
Cle Anthony Early.
I remember that now.
Early.
Yeah.
Andy, I was on the radio with you when they made the trade for Alexei Shved, and I ran out of the studio.
Dude, you were a Shved head for a while, like a serious Shved head.
Ben, why when they hired Mike Brown, were you for it or against it?
At that point, it was like, I don't know, who's left? They literally called everybody. They waited all of 2 days to fire Thibodeau after their most
Would you have
successful year
fired
in
Tibbs?
2 decades. they made the right choice because we're now playing in the NBA Finals, John. Here we are. What did Jason Tatum steal from Kanye? I guess we'll never know, huh? I guess we'll never know. I mean, look, sometimes to start up, you need somebody else to be the CEO to go to the IPO, right? So Mark Jackson had to walk so Steve Kerr could run. Like, that's maybe a situation that we're having here in New York right now.
If you had to explain from a basketball perspective, how did this happen? How would you do that?
Karl Anthony Towns grew up in New Jersey, but he's also from the Dominican Republic, and he grew up playing water polo. So they put him on the top of the key, and now he holds the ball like a water polo, and he just throws it around. No, I have no idea how they did this. Everyone decided to peak at the same time. They went and got a local kid in Jose Alvarado, who's like playing at the best of his abilities. Everybody loves the adjutant and the gnat on there when he's on their team, right? And then you got OG Anunoby, who is so versatile, and he set a record this year for the most dunks ever for the Knicks. When I lived across the street from the Garden, the first dunk of the year was by Othello Harrington in December. I swear to God, it's a
wow.
Story, 2003. Everybody's just playing at the peak of their abilities. There's a selflessness to them, and they're just making shots. Mikal Bridges hasn't missed since April.
We're talking to Ben Lyons, who is the world's biggest New York Knicks fan. Ben, I told the story earlier that not only whenever you call me and leave messages, do they always end with "Go Knicks." Your sister Hannah, who's a chef, one time I called her to get into her restaurant in Brooklyn, and she called me back and left me a message. She said, "John, it's Hannah Lyons. You're in, 4 of you, 7:30 at St. Anselm. Go Knicks," and hangs up. I mean, this has been in your blood, in your family, forever. And I'm curious, how is it manifesting itself in the city? Because I think a lot of people are like you. New York, believe it or not, as bad as the Knicks have been over the years, is a great basketball town. Back in the 50s and 60s, it was the basketball capital of the world. What's it like in the city right now with the Knicks being in the finals?
You know the beginnings of Batman where the mayor's kind of losing control of the city and but it's got an air of joy around it, and you mentioned my sister. I appreciate the shout out to Hannah Lyons, who's locked in. We already watching game 1 together. We're all set for that. John, you'll love this. I took her out for game 2 of the Cavs, and who walked into the restaurant but West from Summer House? Wow.
He's in the news lately. Yeah, wow. That's a big get.
What's going on there? That was a big get for game 2 against the Cavs. But, yeah, everybody's locked in. Look, I didn't have a football team in high school because we didn't have a football field. It's in the middle of Manhattan. Like, we don't have the space. We do have the space for basketball courts, and they're everywhere. I live in Brooklyn now. There are 7 of them within a 5 blocks in any direction radius from where I live. I'm going up and getting jump shots up every night just in case Mike Brown needs to call up to the upper deck and get me in there. Because you guys will remember I challenged Marcelo Huertas all those years in L.A. to meet me out in Venice Beach, and he never showed. John, this is for Meta World Peace. This is for Beto Duran, who always believed in the Knicks tape. Beto always believed. So I give a lot of love to Beto. But no, Drunk Jen didn't believe. Bergman didn't believe. Sedano doesn't believe. None of you got Travis. We had Travis nights. You got Travis in the mornings or the afternoons that he didn't believe. No, this is only Beto is the only one.
Let me ask you this, Ben. If, and I stress if, so there are no jinxes, but if the Knicks end up winning the championship this year, does that forgive all with James Dolan?
Oh, good question.
Mr. Dolan to you, sir.
Oh!
Yes. Come on. He's giving out basketballs after every game in the street now. He's building giant golf ball concert halls in Vegas for John Ireland to go and lose his mind to 70s rock bands. Like, this guy's the best. He's the best.
Wait a minute. Did you just say
he's the best? In the NBA Finals.
That came out of your mouth? James Dolan is the best? Oh, my God. What has happened to you?
Are you conference finals I'm on ESPN LA talking about the Knicks in the finals. What do you mean?
Are you going to catch a JD in the Straight Shot concert?
Come on. Are you kidding? This is the best. You guys, I beat Lee Nalon in a game of horse once at the Knicks practice facility. That's a true story.
I hope
I'm a long way.
I hope I'm doing justice to this. Ben will send me, I'm not kidding, Andy, like random photos that he finds on the internet of some kid in Africa with no shoes wearing a tattered Kristaps Porzingis Knicks jersey.
Been there.
And so in a strange way, Ben, I'm incredibly happy for you. I know what you want to happen. What do you think's going to happen in the finals?
First of all, the first time I ever heard the word Porzingis was in a commercial break on a Tuesday morning at around 9:15 from Michael Thompson.
Yeah, he knew about him early.
That was the first person I ever heard. So shout out to MT, who put me on to Porzingis. What I think is going to happen, John, from the basketball I've been watching over the last, 11 playoff games, and you think about the 2 losses for a combined 2 points, Knicks in 4. This is done next Wednesday night.
Whoa!
I don't care who they play. Let's see the MVP. Let's see the French kid. I don't care, John. We got tea time, so we got to get out to L.A. and take your money on the golf course.
Amen.
LeBron, and all you've been doing is playing golf for the last month. I've been locked in on these Knicks. So Knicks in 4, they're going to win the NBA championship.
Oh, I love this.
Damn.
Okay, so Game of Games is coming up next. And because it's Andy's game and it has somewhat of loosely a Knicks theme, Ben will compete and in Game of Games against me and Emily and Will. And we'll do that for you next. And put him on hold. And let me tell you guys about Blue Ice Vodka. The largest American potato vodka. It's rated double gold. If you listen to the show, you've heard me talk about Blue Ice and my guy Tom Gibson, who introduced me to potato vodka. So most vodka is made from corn, not Blue Ice. It's American-made, farm-to-bottle from Idaho potatoes, and they're committed to sustainable, eco-friendly production. Everybody I've turned on to Blue Ice loves it. And so next time you're picking up vodka, I get mine at Ralph's. Reach for the Blue Ice. Vodka with standards. Blue Ice Huckleberry vodka goes great with lemonade. They also have a double espresso, a double gold winner in vodka of the year. You just shake that one over ice and pour it. Blue Ice vodka, clean American-made vodka with standards. Game of Games next. Mason and Ireland, ESPN LA.
This World Cup season, the ultimate watch party experience is at Mercado Gonzalez in Costa Mesa. Catch every Mexico and USA match live, surrounded by non-stop game day energy, passionate fans, drink specials, surprise giveaways, and all the flavors that make every match unforgettable. Grab fire-grilled asada tacos, slow-braised quesadilla, fresh ceviches, warm churros, and more. Join us for every Mexico and USA match at Mercado Gonzalez in Costa Mesa, where every match tastes better.
Download to see if you qualify. Not all customers will qualify. Transfer fees may apply. No Albert subscription required. Albert is not a bank. Albert Instant Loans are issued by FinWise Bank, member FDIC. Not an actual client. Terms apply.
Kylie, what's wrong? I just got hit with a car repair bill. I'm behind on rent, and I feel like I can never save any money.
Have you tried the Albert app? Albert is your financial assistant, helping you find ways to save and create custom budgets to actually grow your money. Plus, you can get up to $10,000 for big expenses or advance up to $1,000 fast when you need cash right away.
Albert can get me up to $10,000?
Exactly. Albert spots you in a pinch and helps you grow your money in the long run.
I'm downloading Albert right now.
Download the Albert app and use promo code SMART to borrow up to $10,000 for whatever you need. The Albert app helps you budget better and save more money so you reach your financial goals faster. Download the Albert app right now and use promo code SMART to borrow up to $10,000. Use code SMART to borrow up to $10,000. And it is time on Mason and Ireland for the final segment. The final segment of the show, always Game of Games time, presented by the one and only Jacob Emrani. Call Jacob. Call Jacob.com. And yes, that new telephone number, 800-345-6789. 800-345-6789.
Hi, this is Jacob Emrani.
Game of Games made possible by the law offices of Jacob Emrani. Let's do it. Game of Games time on Mason and Ireland. Take it away, Mace.
It is Game of Games time. And it's Andy's game today. We got our players, right, John?
I was singing, and forgive me, I was singing the praises of Dr. Cerruti to Greg Bergman about how my new eyes are all fantastic. Okay, so it's Game of Games. This is a very dramatic Game of Games because Emily and I are tied at 5 apiece, but we have a new favorite, and that's our friend Ben Lyons in New York because, Andy, this game has something loosely to do with the Knicks, right?
Well, and something heavily to do with Ben Lyons. Happy 42nd birthday to Carmelo Anthony.
Okay. So the game is primarily about Melo.
It's all about Melo, who is one of Ben's all-time favorites.
I am convinced if Ben ever gets married, he's dating somebody I'm a huge fan of. I want him to marry her. If you get married, Ben, you will. He probably won't come, but you'll send an invite to Melo, will you not?
Melo's going to officiate. He's a registered minister here in the state of New York.
All right. So 4 players: Will Flores, Emily Hebel, John Ireland, Ben Lyons. Andy, take it away.
Yeah, it was my idea to include Ben in this, and then I realized it might be actually too easy for Ben, but we'll see.
Let's see.
We'll see. Carmelo Anthony moved to Baltimore when he was 8, but he was born in New York City. Which borough was Carmelo Anthony born in? The Brooklyn, the Bronx, or Staten Island? Brooklyn, the Bronx, Staten Island.
Will.
I'll take Staten Island.
M.
The Bronx.
I also think it's the Bronx. Ben.
He was born in Brooklyn, New York, in Red Hook. What are you guys doing? The Knicks are in the finals.
Is he right?
Ben is correct.
We're about to all be in trouble.
The Red
here.
Hook. Yes, and it was the Red Hook.
Lucky loser.
Oh, that's right. Oh, Ben, we got to think of lucky loser. If we miss them all, we make it to the tiebreaker. But let me see if I can stay with you. Go ahead, Andy.
Melo played in the 2002 McDonald's All-American game. 2 teammates on that McDonald's All-American team eventually became teammates of his on the Knicks. Which future Melo-era Knick was not on that McDonald's All-American team? Not on it.
Okay.
Amari Stoudemire, Ray Felton, J.R. Smith. Stoudemire, Felton, Smith, not on the McDonald's All-American team.
I am going to go. First of all, it's Emily. It's you.
Felton.
It's Felton, Stoudemire, Smith. I'm going to say it's J.R. Smith. Ben.
Standing tall and talented, Amari Stoudemire.
All right, Will.
Felton.
John Ireland, the only one to get it right. It was J.R. Smith.
Because he didn't go to college. And so I wondered if in high school he just wanted to turn
neither
pro.
Neither Stoudemire.
Right?
He just was, I think, a year behind them age-wise or whatever. They both were teammates in Denver and New York, but he was not part of that All-American crew. So Ben has one, John has one.
He was out playing golf. You know JR, you know?
He's good now.
Melo famously won a national championship during his lone season with Syracuse. To put it mildly, not expected when the season began. They entered the AP preseason, Syracuse, unranked.
Okay.
How many weeks into the season did it take for Syracuse to enter the top 25 that year?
Okay.
9, 10, or 11? 9, 10, or 11?
I will go 9. Ben.
I will go with 10 because that was Melo's number in the Olympics.
Okay, Will.
No, he wore 15 in the Olympics.
11.
I don't know.
Okay,
10.
so I'm going 9. Ben's going 10. Will's going 11. M?
11.
Ben goes ahead by 1. 10. They finally.
That was one I could have got him on, too.
They finally cracked the top 25 at 25. Again, nobody saw this coming. So Ben's got 2, John 1. Wilbur and Emily still goose eggs.
Em, you may have an inside track here. I see you working over there. All right.
Happy birthday, Carmelo Anthony.
Melo and LeBron drafted obviously in the same draft class, spent the entire season compared to each other. Who had the higher scoring average as a rookie, Melo or LeBron? It is seriously close between them.
Okay. Ben, this one's you.
Melo deserved the Rookie of the Year. He got robbed. I'm going to go with Melo.
Will.
LeBron.
Emily.
Melo.
I'm also going to go with Melo.
Everybody right but Wilbur. It was Melo.
Oh, Emily, you screwed yourself.
I thought it was a trick question.
No, it was 21 points per game versus 20.9.
Wow.
Yeah, I wasn't lying.
Ben has 3, John has 2, Emily has 1. Will, you are still alive for Lucky Loser, which is harder to do than you think. All right, Andy, what's next?
I know Ben's going to know this one. During the 2006-7 season, as a member of the Nuggets, Melo got into a fight that was not quite malice at the palace, but involved several players, spilled in the crowd. Melo got a 15-game suspension for hitting a player in the face. Which player did he hit?
Okay.
Channing Frye, Marty Collins, or Ronaldo Balkman? Frye, Collins, or Balkman? Melo hit him in the face.
Will.
Balkman.
Emily.
Give me the names again.
Channing Frye, Marty Collins, Ronaldo Balkman.
Give me Collins.
I will also say Collins. And for the right answer, we go to Ben.
I'm going to go with Marty Collins, although I think Jared Jeffries is in that scrap as well.
It was, in fact, Marty Collins. It began with a dirty, dirty foul from Collins on J.R. Smith. Pandemonium assumed.
This keeps Wilbert alive for lucky loser. He has 0. Ben has 4. John has 3. Emily has 2. How many are left?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Okay, plenty.
Okay.
Yeah, keep going.
Okay. Melo is currently 11th on the NBA all-time scoring list. When he retired, who was the player most directly ahead of him? Shaquille O'Neal, Moses Malone, or Elvin Hayes? Shaq, Moses, Elvin Hayes, directly ahead of Melo on the all-time scoring list when he retired.
Emily.
Malone.
Okay, Malone played right out of high school. Shaq. I'm going to go Elvin Hayes. Ben.
I'm going to have to say Shaquille O'Neal gave a lot of love to Ben Stiller and Tim Chalamet on the show the other day.
All right, so you're going Shaq. Will.
I'll go Shaq.
Will, you're finally on the board. It is, in fact, Shaquille O'Neal.
That gives Ben a 2-point lead over me. Okay. Ben 5, John 3, Emily 2, Will 1. Ben will make Ben go first from now on. Here we go.
Carmelo Anthony ended his career with the Lakers. What was his season high in purple and gold? 26 points, 29 points, or 32 points? 26, 29, 32. Melo's season high with the Lakers.
Ben.
Whew. I was there when he cracked the top 10. I started crying in the crypto. I'm going to go with 29 in purple and gold.
I actually think 29. I think Ben, I remember when Ben was there because he was sitting down to my right, and we kept throwing up our arms at each other.
He's the only guy crying, too.
What are we watching? So I'll go with 29. M.
26.
And Will.
29.
It is, in fact, 29.
Yeah, I remember that game, actually. All right. So Ben has 6. How many are left now, Andy?
Let's see. I got 1, 2, 3, 4.
Okay, so Will and M, you guys got to go different than Ben. Here we go.
Okay, Carmelo Anthony, Ben knows this, has never won an MVP. What was his highest finish in MVP voting? Second, third, or fourth?
Ben.
Second.
Guys, this is like the bar mitzvah I never had. It was third in 2013.
Well, I'm not going away from him now, even though he's got 2 up on me. So I'll go with Ben, third. Em, you got to go with one of the other 2.
Show me second.
Will?
Second.
Well, it is actually third, and it was in the 2013 season.
Oh, my gosh. This is pathetic.
Ironically, he was second All-NBA that year because that's back when they were positional,
Yeah.
and the only 2 players ahead of him were KD and LeBron. They're both forwards.
Okay, how many are left?
3.
All right, so Will and Emily are out. Ben, it's me against you. You have 7 and I have 5. I've got to go opposite of you.
Come on, Ben.
If I win, Emily is going to be heartbroken. So don't clipper this, Ben. Here we go.
Carmelo Anthony did a very, very random cameo on a TV show that I happen to love. What show is it? It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, Sons of Anarchy, or We Own This City. It's by the makers of The Wire about policing in Baltimore. It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, Sons of Anarchy, We Own This City.
Ben.
I like what you're trying to do with the Baltimore distraction, but we're going to go with Sons of Anarchy. Carmelo's getting residual checks now from FX.
I think it is Sons of Anarchy because I know you love that show.
I do. I do love all 3 shows I named, though. That is true.
Okay. But I'm with Ben on this. Sons of Anarchy.
It is, in fact, Sons of Anarchy. He walks in for like a second, delivers some whispered instructions to a drug lord's henchman, and then leaves.
Just like Wemby.
It was bizarre. I was like, wait, is that Melo?
Okay, so here's what we got. Ben has 8. John has 6. There are 2 left.
Yep.
Ben, you get either one of these right, and I'm done. Andy, hit him with the hardest one.
Okay, hardest one. Melo has appeared in a very, very forgotten Eddie Murphy movie as himself. Which movie was it? Imagine that, 1,000 Words, or Mr. Church. Imagine that, 1,000 Words, Mr. Church. Eddie Murphy movie that Melo was in as himself.
Ben.
Oh, man, that's tough, and I really should know that. Covering film, I cover the Oscars, and for some reason he seems to not have been shortlisted that year.
We got nominated for a Razzie.
He's going 1,000 words.
1,000 words.
I will go Mr. Church.
You're both wrong.
No!
It's Imagine That.
It was right there for me. Oh, Ben wins. Unbelievable. All right, play the last one in the tiebreaker for fun.
Okay, Carmelo Anthony once invested in an IRL race team, IndyCar racing, which involved as a co-investor a legendary heavy metal star. Who was the heavy metal star? Ozzy Osbourne, Alice Cooper, or Gene Simmons?
Emily.
Gene Simmons.
I'll go Alice Cooper. Will?
Sorry, I missed it. What was it?
Ozzy Osbourne, Alice Cooper, Gene Simmons.
Oz.
Ben, what's the right answer?
I don't know. I'm going to go with Alice Cooper. I always see him playing golf, the big Berthas and stuff. Let's go Alice Cooper.
Emily is correct. It is actually
Yay!
Gene Simmons. And Brian and I years ago did a small piece about that partnership for ESPN the magazine. We met up with the two of them at Gene Simmons's palatial estate.
All right, what's the tiebreaker?
Okay, he's 11th on the all-time scoring list, Carmelo Anthony. How many points did he score in his career?
Okay. All right. Em, what'd you write down?
28,000.
It's so funny. I wrote down 27,777. Will?
29.
Ben?
28,289.
Andy, what's the answer?
Okay, are you Googling?
You didn't hit it on the number, did you?
Yes, he did.
Oh, you Googled that
Carmelo
one.
Anthony we're talking
You
about. This is
Googled that
Carmelo
one.
Anthony we're talking about. This is the Hall of Famer.
You've got Basketball Reference open.
For the Knicks to go to the NBA Finals. Are you talking about?
All right,
the man who invested with Gene Simmons. Okay, come on.
Hey, Ben, I'm seriously, do I need to check on you every day to make sure that you haven't had a heart attack? Or are you going to be okay?
No, you do. I haven't been eating. I haven't been sleeping. I just go out in the street and start crying and calling people from my childhood. My English teacher, Mr. Smith, shout out to him. Like, everybody. Guys, I just spent half an hour on ESPN radio playing Carmelo trivia, talking about the finals. What weird
world are we
universe
living
is
in?
this?
By the way, I know you find a way to get in to most big games. You always have, because I know you're connected over there. Will you be able to do that for the finals or no?
Hi, John. I'm Ben Lyons. Nice to meet you.
Yeah, I figured as much. Yeah. Okay, good. I'll be looking for you. All right, good. We'll probably call you again during the finals. All right, see you, man.
Later, Ben.
All right, thanks for doing that, Ben. By the way, Travis Rogers and Chris McGee are about to descend on this studio for a little Supercross talk. Mason and Ireland, ESPN LA.
Hey, LA and OC. Food and smart prices, you need to know about Wild Fork Foods. Hosting, grilling, you just want a great dinner? Start at Wild Fork Foods. Find your local SoCal store at wildforkfoods.com. Wild Fork, quality meat and seafood, low prices, largest variety in one store.
So I'm in Mike Capozio's office here at Rotolo Chevrolet. And Mike, every time I hear an ad, everybody is number one. How is there more than one number one?
Number one here, number one there. And fortunately for me, Chevrolet tells us who's number one.
So we're talking huge inventory, Chevy cars and trucks, SUVs, everything you could want. That's how you stay number one. And
you got to have the inventory to give to the people, but you need the people in the building to take care of the people that are coming into our building. No one does better with a customer than we do.
That's how you stay on top for more than a decade. Go online at rotolochevy.com.
Prizes, flyaways, even cash money. You want it? We've got it. Find a list of all contests and official rules by visiting ESPNLAcontests.com. That's ESPNLAcontests.com.
Rams fans, D-Far here. The Rams are making history in 2026, heading to Melbourne, Australia to face the Niners. You can be there. I've teamed up with True Fan Travel to hook you up with the ultimate fan experience. Game tickets, hotels, exclusive events, even a chance to meet me all in one package. This isn't just a trip, it's a once-in-a-lifetime experience. Spots are limited. Don't wait. Visit TrueFanTravel.com right now and secure your spot. That's TrueFanTravel.com. See you there.
I know we just had a 3-day weekend, but I was wondering how to extend it into 7. Now your top reasons to visit Morongo.
There's a casita or daybed with your name on it at Oasis Pool. Reserve one today.
Number 2.
Catch AC/DC tribute band Noise Pollution Thursday, June 4th, free with your rewards card.
And the number 1 reason.
We're giving away a Manitou Cruise pontoon boat. Be here May 31st, 10 p.m. to win.
Morongo, good times.
ESPN AM 710 Los Angeles. It's the greatest segment in LA sports radio history.
Oh my God. When the shows come together for magic on the radio.
It will only grow stronger. Super Crosstalk. It's time for Super Crosstalk.
We got a full house today. DeMarco Farr, Travis Rogers, and my man Chris McGee and I in studio. Is this a long time coming or what?
Long time. I could never even get on your show.
Yes.
As a guest. So this is.
I remember I banned you for a couple of years.
I thought it was Mase.
What did you do?
No. We had a sing off, a holiday sing off, and that we agreed to. Amanda Brown said, I'll get 3 judges that you guys would both agree on.
Okay.
So she got 3 people, and Geeter was one of the 3. And I go, Geeter will never vote against me. That's my guy.
Yeah.
I won 2-1, but Geeter was the
you were
one.
the dissenting vote?
Oh,
Yeah.
my God.
And
I remember
never
this,
forgiven
and
you.
I've never been back on.
Never been? You got banned?
Today ends your ban.
Wow.
And John, you were the best, but for some reason, like
you felt like you had to take some. You didn't want Mase to go home with without a consolation prize.
2-0 at the
Do you
time.
guys know, DeMarco? Are you aware that Chris McGee, and this is on YouTube?
Oh boy!
Once won a car on The Price Is Right.
No, you did?
Yeah, you guys should pull it out and play.
How does this not come up the minute I see
Oh,
it?
no, I have a feeling it'll
bring it up.
You're gonna say
I have a feeling it will come up today.
Yeah.
And he went full Geeter.
Guys,
was up dancing, jumping up and down. It
Every
was
job
awesome.
I go to, it comes up.
Yeah.
And just to get this out of the way, I was wearing jorts. Those are
Okay,
jean
good.
shorts that I'm wearing.
But weren't you there
I
with
was
all
in
the volleyball guys from Northridge?
Volleyball, football, baseball, basketball. There was 15 guys total. And I won a Murray Feist 3-piece lamp set for $8.51, Bob. And then I won the Mercury Grand Marquis.
Nice.
Now, did you keep the car or get the money, or how does that work?
So I thought I was rich when I left, but that's not the case. The Murray Feist lamp set came to me. The car I got 2 months later. You have to pay taxes on it. So I sold that car. It was worth $19,860. I sold it $16,000. My girlfriend at the time, her dad took care of this. He took it to a dealer, sold it. He bought it back. He recently passed away. My ex-girlfriend told me he had this car forever.
No kidding.
Wow. And I got a tax guy because I was pretty clueless, 22 years old, and they wrote it off as like a $4,000 loss. So I walked away with like $13,000 right when I graduated college.
Beautiful.
Nice.
Anna Murray Feist.
One of my favorite Geeter stories is years ago. This was probably around the 2010 finals, Lakers Celtics. At the time, Fox Sports West sends Geeter to cover the finals.
All the playoffs, by the way. I was with you the whole time on the playoffs.
Okay, so Geeter comes to me, and we were friends, but we didn't know each other real well. And he goes, "Hey, man," he goes, "I've done a lot of stuff. I've done studio work. I've been the voice of the AVP." He goes, "I've never really done this consistently over a 2 or 3 week period. Can I shadow you a little bit?" I go, "Just stick with me. I got you." And so Geeter and his cameraman followed me everywhere.
Way to go, John.
And he did great.
Yeah.
And he goes, "Okay, you took care of me during the day. I got us at night." And every night, DeMarco, I was somewhere great.
Yeah.
One night I was in the Cheers bar. Another night he goes, "I got friends that got us a suite at Fenway Park. We're going to a Red Sox game."
I had a Fenway juice. I had Fenway juice.
Yeah.
I had a lot of friends that week because of that.
And
yeah.
I remember that I had to do radio that day with Mason. We were doing your show back then.
Okay.
And so it ran till I think we were on till like 9. And so I'm texting Geeter and I'm saying, "Hey, I'm not going to be off until like 9. He goes, "I don't care what the score is. I will wait for you until you get here."
Yeah.
So you can see Fenway Park and see things. And when I walked in, the game was closed. Everybody was there. Geeter was the mayor.
It was
like
awesome.
he always is.
It was awesome.
More or less dialed in than Beto.
About the same.
About the same.
Well, I would say
Beto's got people everywhere.
He does.
Yeah.
He's a man of the people.
Okay, but
yeah,
close.
but
Okay.
yeah. Geeter is the mayor of any room he walks into, and I was the beneficiary of that for about 3 weeks.
John Black was so scary. I needed you those 3 to 4 weeks. Like, John, you knew how to work that system. I learned a lot from
the best thing
from
about
Johnny.
John is stay off his call sheet. If you would stay off of John's call sheet, he would welcome you.
Well, or when you would call him and you would need something or ask him for something, he would tell you all the things that you had done horribly, and then he would help you.
He texted me yesterday about something.
Yeah, he would tell you, "Well, you said this about my guy, this, and this. Yes, I will get you somebody."
I always thought that John was, he got let go in one of the many ownership
This is
slash,
the Lakers PR guy, right?
Yeah.
He was there forever.
The legendary.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
And, I always thought John kept the Lakers off the. We were talking about the ticker on the bottom. John kept the Lakers off the ticker more than the Laker owners knew.
Oh,
He was very good at being a gatekeeper.
He's the boogeyman.
Yeah, on the outside.
He knew what to do.
DeMarco, Puka talked yesterday.
Yeah.
And to me, he said all the right things.
Good. I was going to say, what'd you think?
I thought that if you were going to, I said to Andy earlier, if you were going to teach a crisis PR class on how to handle yourself if you've been involved in a scandal, that this would be how you would handle it. Here was Puka when he was asked, hey, you were accused of assault off the field. How do you feel about the way things are going now as you try and reassimilate with the Rams? And here's what he said.
In this offseason, I've been really grateful for the support from the organization, especially my teammates. People reaching out at different times of the offseason, just checking in. Checking in on how I'm doing, see how my family's doing with my son growing up as he is. So I'm just really grateful for the people around me and in this organization. And some of the things I feel like I've learned is it's okay to ask for support, and then to recognize the platform that I have and being a professional football player and trying to use that for the betterment of myself and for those around me and the people that have supported me.
That is a guy who has been well media trained, I'll tell you.
I would say that's really him.
Yeah.
Yeah, both. I'm sure both are true, but that's really him. We've all been teammates with some knuckleheads, even worse, some bad guys. He ain't one of them.
Yeah.
I think he just let it get out of hand for a while, and I think he's been scared back to who he really is. That's the real Puka Nacua.
So Michael told me a story once, Michael Thompson, that when he was living in Portland, that one of his neighbors was the most misunderstood guy in the city, and that everybody hated him, and everybody thought that he was a loose cannon nut job, and he was actually one of the great guys of all time. And I said, like one of the Jailblazer guys? He goes, yep. I go, don't say it was Rasheed Wallace. He goes, it was Rasheed Wallace. And he said, ask anybody who knows him, who's played with him, who talks to him. He had a quick trigger. He had to play emotionally. And I asked Mike Dunleavy once, I said, Sheed got 43 technicals this year. The next closest guy had 13. I said, why do you put up with that? He goes, because Mike told me he needs to play on tilt.
He had 30 more than the next closest guy.
And it's still an NBA record, I think, 43 in one season.
I don't think Puka needs to play on tilt, but he's a hair on fire type dude.
Right.
But yeah, I think he got a glimpse of what life would be like without football. And
well, very few people play better when they're mad. But Kobe was one of those. He played better when he was mad. Kareem was one of those guys.
John
played
McEnroe.
better when he's mad. John McEnroe needed it.
Right.
To play better when he's mad. With me, if I'm mad, I'm off my game. I'm worried about something I shouldn't be worried about. But
I played angry. I like playing angry.
Yeah. But Puka always strikes me as a guy who hasn't matured yet.
Well, okay,
and now he's maturing on the job, and I think it's all going to be good.
This is funny. So my story, I'm surprised people still don't know. The undrafted thing, right? So once you overcome that, then what? So once you prove to the world that you're better than a 5th round draft choice, then what? You know what I mean? So it's the next goal. So for him, I think you have a chance to be one of the best receivers in the league, period. Like with this offense and this quarterback, you're going to be the focal point of an offense that's going for the jugular. You could be one of those guys if you choose to be. That's what I mean. So I think that is what was kind of colliding in the offseason, coupled with a lot of money and a Super Bowl run all at the same time. And he's still learning. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So
I do.
I think you got the biggest wake-up call of your life.
I hope
How it
so.
could all go away just like that.
I hope so. I hope, because I think you're right, and I think you're right. I hope that it's more than just, hey, say this. They're going to ask you this, say this, and they're going to ask you this, say that. I hope it's more what you're saying, like, hey, I screwed up, did some dumb stuff, whatever, but that's not the guy I am. Yeah. I'm gonna make better decisions moving forward. I'm going to play football. Geeter and I were talking about it a little bit before the show. Just go out there, catch a couple of touchdown passes, and be awesome at what you do, which is easy for him. He's a great football player, and the rest of the stuff goes away.
Put better people around you,
too.
too.
Do one more dumb thing, and we're talking about something else.
And what's the key part of that quote or that soundbite? My son, he's a father now.
Yeah.
Things change. He's changed.
Because there are people in his life more important than him.
Exactly.
He needs better people around him. Like, obviously, the sexual assault issue, or however you would phrase it. I don't know the exact terminology for it, but yes, that is one issue. But for example, when he went on that show and was, you want to call it, baited into saying anti-Semitic things or anti-Semitic adjacent things, one of the problems was he had nobody around him saying, what business do you have being on a show with a shock jock type who's trying to find controversy
in the middle of the season?
Stay away from that show.
Yeah.
Bring him into the facility.
Yeah.
Right. Like that's whoever.
And he's lucky he works in sports, because in sports, like you said, catching up the touchdown passes, and it's the great equalizer. Yep. Had Kobe not had basketball when he was accused of all that stuff, that would have been his legacy. But he had basketball to bring him back.
John, we were talking about this before we came in. Football, more than any other sport, too, they can give you a wake-up call like nobody else. Nothing is guaranteed.
Right.
Take your
other
money.
Sports,
it's the one sport where there are no guaranteed contracts.
And no matter how good you are, if you cross a certain line or you do something, you could be out and done forever.
Peter, there was a coach that told me their entire draft strategy was drafting guys where football was ultra important to the player. And I'm like, that sounds about right. No. Meaning we could control them by the game.
Right. You leverage them with it.
Absolutely.
It's all they've got.
That's all they've got. Yeah.
I can't wait to hear this show. I'm going to get in my car and listen to you guys. DeMarco Farr, Travis Rogers, and Chris McGee coming up next. Andy, thank you for doing this.
Absolutely, man. It was fun.
Mason back on Monday. Travis and DeMarco coming up next, ESPN LA.
It's Bethel Duran, and you know how much I love my Toyota. And right now, the deals are sizzling at Northridge and Wondries Toyota. Get a brand new 2026 Camry for just $389 a month for 36 months, $4,999